Like 90 would be perfect for me, but I mean, if it's
perfect,
if it goes longer, whatever.
There's no like introduction or anything like that. We're literally just starting to talk.
Are we on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cheers, Adam Martin, everybody. I don't like doing that.
Is it that or is it that?
You got all of them. We got 1, 2, 3 right there.
Dude, I use a webcam for my podcast. Look how professional this is. That's like it's not professional.
It's not that professional. I'm gonna get you to bring the mic a little bit closer to you. Just get comfortable, get cozy, do as you please. There you go.
Is that
brother.
okay?
Perfect. Last time I had Z on the show, I'm not sure if you saw that one, but he like had the mic over here, so like half the time you can viewers whoever's watching this right now can definitely tell the difference right now. And even when he watched it back, he goes, "Fuck, you weren't lying about the mic positioning." I'm
really?
like,
okay.
"Yeah, dude. Like as long as you got like
That's
the front part of it just facing you as close as possible, you're good. Right. Don't like French kiss it or anything like that." But
I think that's good.
The first thing I was actually going to ask you is, do you remember the first time we did meet? Because we're on the way in, we're talking about the last time we met.
Yeah. I think it was at the Score, and you brought Gary Mangate in, right?
Yes, that's what. Okay, I was gonna be.
I got the elephants memory, dude. Yeah, I remember that. You were with your girl Parv and
Parveen and them over there, right? Yeah. They like linked up with me through Neil. I'm pretty sure you know Forrester.
Oh, Neil from.
He was head of Substance Cage Combat. Yeah. He actually linked me together with them, and I was like his East Coast manager per se for like a year, if that. All I did was like set up a meet and greet for him in Brampton.
Okay.
We had Superwoman come out that time, and we had a couple of like that gang of Sikh like some male celebrities and like YouTube and stuff. So we had them come out. It was cool and it was fun, but we kind of like fell out because that was when he was in Montreal. He was training at TriStar, so he was in Toronto every now and then. Right. But then he went back out west, stayed in Vancouver, even went down to train with DJ for a bit in where the fuck do they train? Kirkland, Oregon? Washington. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah. And then now I think he's in Vegas. He's training at Syndicate or like something like that.
Good.
He's all over the place and he's fighting for one as well. I'm not sure if you've been following that.
Yeah, I've been following him a little bit. Yeah. He's doing well. It's crazy. I remember, I think he maybe had like one fight back then, 2 fights. This is like 2011.
This was when he was still undefeated. So like before he fought Josh Gow, and that was his first loss.
Yeah.
But yeah,
for Battlefield? Is that for Battlefield? Or?
I think it was for Battlefield. And it was a tough fight too. Like it was very tough. I remember watching that one.
Yeah.
That was actually the guy that like tore up Juliana Pena's ACL, if you remember. Josh Gow. Remember like right after she won Ultimate Fighter, she tore up her ACL and couldn't fight for like a year?
Right.
That was the guy that fucked it up. Yeah.
That was the guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Sick jitsu?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, you've been around the game for a while now.
I know, right?
Like you have.
I know. I'm
veterancy beyond belief. You're
and
just
I'm like, reminds me of like the good old days, like that poster behind you.
Yeah, Score Fighting
Series. That's like, dude, that was my jam.
Yeah,
I love that. And
I'm so
many guys
glad
ended up in the UFC from there. Like,
I know.
Jordan Meehan, obviously.
Will Romero was fun as hell to watch. Muay Thai.
Yeah. There's Josh Hill, and he's in Bellator.
He's in Bellator now. They just announced his first fight.
That's
actually,
crazy, eh?
Jesse Ronson's fighting next weekend in Kitchener.
I like Ronson. He had a rough go in the UFC.
Yeah, dude, that stretch. Prazeres.
I know.
Kevin Lee.
Yeah, there's another guy too. I can't remember.
Worst stylistic matchup you could possibly give this guy. Even Alex Ricci.
Right.
Tough
he had 2 fights
right?
and fought Felder and got finished. By cuts, I think, and then I can't remember who the
other person was. But yeah, like those guys, those are like popping in our fucking area. Him, Josh Hill too.
I know.
He got like a pretty like shitty rub in the Ultimate Fighter. If you remember that whole oh, he's a boring fighter. We don't want him in the UFC or anything like that. Yeah. Now you saw his fight with Jesse Arnett for TKO.
I didn't see it. No, I didn't.
Knocked him out.
Did he?
Yeah,
really? That's a big win for him.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So he has that little bit of swagger about him now, but I don't think he's ever going to get back to the UFC. Good for him that he's doing something with Bellator. Are you going to go out to any of these local shows? Okay, there's 2 of them coming up.
Well, I saw the Prospect one.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious. Like, I don't know if you're connected to them by any means, but I just saw.
I know that the guys that actually work behind the scenes there were Score Fighting Series guys.
Oh, were they?
Like at least 2 or 3 of them for sure.
James.
No, Jamie Champion is the guy that runs PFC, but he had nothing to do with it. It was Woody.
Oh, really? He's part of that?
He's behind it. Yeah. The matchmaker, Caparici.
Oh, he's part of that too?
He's a part of it as well.
Okay.
I think Robin's going to be a part of it. I'm not 100% sure. But it's mainly those guys.
It's good to have regional MMA back in Toronto, man. Like, I love it. I used to go to the old events.
Yeah.
At this point, like, I'm so busy with my life right now. It's very hard for me to kind of travel for the minor leagues. I hate to say that because
I know.
I hate to say that, bro, because honestly, I love that coming up. I still do. But especially when they're like, I saw the emails floating around. And, that was kind of funny. Like, you got to do like 4 articles for us, and
that's a little bit sketchy. Like,
it was sketchy. Yeah,
I'm trying to think about it from their perspective because, like, that's how involved I was with SEC, right? Like, I was that like into it. And I didn't know how their PR was actually going to be. And we got a little bit shit on back then too by one of the writers out there just because.
Oh, I remember
that Kareem motherfucker.
Kareem's my friend, man.
I get it, but I love Kareem. Cool dude, I'm sure.
Really
but like,
good, I haven't talked to Kareem well, but like, me and him have been,
like
back way long. But I remember that event because I was there with him. I was there, dude. That was at that hockey arena, and we sat that's the
penalty box.
We sat in the penalty box,
dude. I'm gonna tell you this right now.
I had no problem with that.
I'm gonna tell you what it was.
What?
That whole week, fight week. Our PR's grandmother passed away. And she had a PR. She was the one supposed to be in charge of the entire thing. Right. And they all kind of like we were scrambling at that point to try to make sure that was covered. And obviously when something unforeseen happens like that with such a bare bones crew, it was really tough to pull off even what we did for that night.
I honestly didn't care though. Like I just wanted to be there. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of journalists kind of feel entitled. Especially the guys that cover the UFC only. They expect a cage side seat. I'm not used to that, man.
Yeah. I you know what? Just for like memory's sake, I actually went back and read that article. Right. I was just like, man, it sounds a little bit pretentious in this. Like it is local. It is super bare bones. We're trying to go.
Yeah.
Some of these guys aren't even accepting a paycheck.
I know.
Right. We pay them, but then they pay us right back. Right. Because they just want to get a fight on their fucking record.
Yeah.
So like I'm kind of happy. That's why I had Jason on last week, where he's going to be commentating the BTC fight. So I'm going to go out to BTC in Kitchener next weekend.
Yeah.
He's doing great too, and then they have PFC as well. I'm trying to actually interested. I told him that Rebel would probably be a pretty cool venue to have an MMA event in. But now the more that I'm thinking about it, the last time that I went there, it's kind of small. Like the floor alone will take up the cage, and how much stuff would you? Are you considering going to any of those shows? Or
what's the other one? I know the one that Polson Pier or whatever, and then that's the one
that's Rebel.
Oh, that's Prospect. That's Prospect. What's the other one?
BTC. It's like Burlington Training Centers Fight Promotions.
Who's fighting?
It's in Kitchener.
Who's fighting?
Jesse Ronson's headlining.
That's
against,
the one? Okay. What is it?
What do you mean, what is it?
When is it?
Oh, when is it? February 29th.
Yeah, it's hard for me too. I got to cover the Benavidez card. You know what I mean?
That's true. Because you have so many things on your own fucking plate.
The amount of writing I do these days and like the podcast, like I have to be able to watch this stuff.
Bro, that's what I'm like. Everybody's like, yo, this guy, you work a lot. You have so much shit on your plate. And then I think about guys like you that like are just day in, day out fucking grind. Are you strictly MMA right now, or are you doing something?
Oh yeah, no, I never did anything else.
You can't do anything on the side.
I mean, I could. I can do it. I'm a freelancer.
I mean more so in terms of like you don't have to take up a 9 to 5 right now. This is MMA is your 9 to 5 essentially, even though it's your 24/7.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's not. It's 24/7.
Yeah,
that's the thing. When I was a teenager and young 20-year-old guy, I worked in retail, and like you go to work and come home. It'd be like you work your 9 to 5 or whatever it was. And then when I got in the MMA business, and I didn't realize when I got into journalism, it's like it never ends.
It's always
constant. Going. So I've been used to this for 9 years now.
That's what I was going to ask you. When did you jump into this?
2011.
2011. So that was like right when it got legalized here.
Yeah.
Were you a fan leading up to that, or is it just something that
like
came
I would say like a few years before it got legalized?
Yeah.
And I just like I I've told this story before, but like I went to university and I just never really had like a goal. I was never like, okay, I want to be a teacher. Or I want to be like a fireman. I want to be a cop. I never like grew up like that, man. Like my parents just like said, go to school and like, do well. Yeah. And just like, do whatever you like. And I had some friends that really were in MMA and they just kind of got me into it. And my dad liked it too. So we started watching and I just started watching and enjoying it. And I'm like, fuck.
What era was this?
This is like UFC 100 era, like around that area.
Yeah,
so like
not 09-ish.
Yeah, like 09, 010. That's when I got really into it. So it's like Brock Lesnar, GSP, like the height of that.
I think me and you got in around the same time.
Yeah, it was a good time to get in too.
Awesome time.
Great time to get in. But of course I had known about UFC before. I watched a few fights. To be honest, when I first watched it, when I was just like a kid, I didn't like it because I used to watch wrestling a lot. So I thought I liked wrestling better.
It's hilarious how many people have come on the show and have said the exact same fucking thing. Yeah. Where they're like, I started off with wrestling and I came over just because it.
When I was a kid, I loved wrestling. Right? And I remember like there was a neighbor of mine who used to watch UFC and wrestling, and he would order the pay-per-views. My dad's like, you can't come watch this. It's too violent. You can't watch it. Shit. So I never was able to watch it. And then once I finally watched it, I'm like, this is pretty cool, right? But yeah, when I was a kid, I just had a different perception of what it was, right? I'm like, this is just blood and violence and stuff. And then, I started really getting into it. And then, 2011, they got legalized here. And I was going back to school. I went back to school for sports journalism. So it worked out pretty well because I was like, I want to do this. And I remember like the first day we did like a meet and greet like a month before the program started, and I met like, some other guys. And you know what, man? It's crazy how many guys from my program are doing so well. Like I think I'm doing well, but there's guys who are doing like really well. Like my boy JD Bunkus, he's like the Fan 590. He does the good show every day. Sick. Josh Bloomberg, he's the Raptors reporter for TSN. He's killing it.
Sick.
These guys were my classmates. My boy George.
Was this Centennial?
Yeah, my boy George Fidel. He's the Memphis Grizzlies head of PR.
Oh
like
wow.
He's killing it. Like these guys are killing it. I would say I'd like to say I'm killing it too. I'm sure they are making more money. I'm doing okay too.
Yeah.
But it's a grind, bro. It's a grind.
For sure,
it's a grind. Like people don't realize that it's a grind, especially as a freelancer, man. Like it's never ending. Like the amount of writing I do is sick. Like
what's your job title right now? Like where I know you're with BJPen.com, right? Like what? I don't fucking know. Who would you say is your top employer right now? Like who's
MMA Oddsbreaker still? Like I've been with them since 2012. I took a small break at one point, but with Nick since 2012.
Yeah,
lead writer and then podcast host. Obviously, I do my podcast
every day.
I do Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. That is a grind.
I do 6 a week. I also do another show with the preview. So whatever card it was, or yeah. So it's good. It's a grind, but I love it too, man. Like, and my shows are a little bit shorter than yours. Obviously, you know they're usually like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, but you get the fact that you're getting to do this pretty much full time allows you more time to actually, I don't know how far into learning about each fighter that you get. Like, I'm not sure exactly how far you are into your writing. It's more gambling based and
for Oddsbreaker, but for like BJ Penn, like is that I gotta say like, those are both my two employers. Like, I got they're both paying me, so I gotta mention both.
For sure.
BJ Penn reporter, I'd say, I guess, or just like news grinder. I think news grinder is a good word term.
Was it copy editor?
I guess, like, I don't really do a lot of editing for other people. You know what I mean? I can, but it's mostly just me grinding my ass off, like writing as much as I can.
So are you the one, like, if a story breaks, are you the one, like...
A lot of times, yeah. They'll be like, Adam, can you get on this? And I'm always like, I'm honestly always at home, like, or like on my phone or something like that. You know how it is, bro. You have to be
all the time.
Readily available. Like, there's times where I fall asleep, just have a nap, and I wake up and I miss something. Like, and you're like, oh, man, like, you know, so...
You could have been the one on top of that.
Yeah, but then I got paid for that, right? But it's good, man. Like, I enjoy to do. Listen, like let's be honest.
How long have you been with those guys now? Oddsbreaker since
2012 and BJ since last May. I met BJ in Rio when I went down to Brazil last year for UFC. I was sick. UFC 230.
Was that the Rose one?
Yeah, 237. 237.
Yeah.
Rose and Jessica.
Yeah.
Crazy fight. But I remember I met BJ there. Obviously, he's got some issues now. Obviously,
How closely is he tied to the website though?
Not at all. I mean, he obviously owns it. No, he owns it.
Okay.
He owns it. But it's his name, like obviously.
For sure.
But like, do we talk to him? No. Like
he doesn't say, I don't want this. You guys publishing an article about this shit.
He's got his editors like Chris and Tom, and like Chris actually was just out there in Hawaii chilling with him for like a few weeks. And but anyways, I met BJ last May.
Nice.
At the event. Yeah. And a few days later, I messaged Chris because James Lynch, who's a friend of mine, he was writing there. He got the job back at the Score where I used to work long time ago. It's funny. So we all mixed together. Right?
I know.
We're doing the same job.
It's just like a blender of reporters and where they've been.
He left and I was like, I might as well just see, because at that point I needed, some more income, and I messaged them, and they knew who I was, and they were like, yeah, for sure, we'll take you on. And I was just like, I just met BJ and I told them I was interested, and they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like, so we'll bring you on. That was last May. And at that time it was just strictly freelance. And then like a month later, they brought me in a salary position too. So now I'm getting a salary, which is nice, because I want to have some guaranteed income. It's of course it's a tough business,
especially if you're freelancing.
I'm still freelancing though too, like for them too. So it's just
they don't mind that, like you writing for a different...
No.
It's good that there's no exclusivity.
Like even Tom, like he's doing a lot of stuff for like South China Post and stuff, and he's killing it too.
Yeah.
And then the other website I'm still writing for is MMA Ratings, and I've been with them since 2012. They're a small website.
Yeah.
Michael just has a few of us there. It's like.
Is it Michael Heck?
No. He writes for BJ Penn. Just guy Michael Ford.
Okay.
And Michael, the day I got let go by the Score back in 2012, it was October. I can't remember what day it was, but I remember waking up one day because I went to school, right, and I'm like, I got the gig at the Score. It was all right. Now I got to get into the story time. I got the I know. Right?
That's why you're here, dude.
I know.
That's why you're here.
Okay, so I went to school for sports journalism. I really wanted to do the MMA thing. A lot of people were telling me, "Don't do this. It's not a good idea." Including the guy who was the program director. He's like, "You're not going to make any money. Don't do this." And I'm like, "No, I want to do this. This is what I want to do."
Yeah.
Started doing it, and then I went to a few events like UFC 129 was there. Media, which was a sick event, obviously. Yeah. I went as a fan for the actual event, but to the media stuff, I was there, covering. I got to meet some guys like Morgan Campbell, still a friend of mine to this day, great journalist.
I met him that night as well. Yeah, super cool guy.
Neil Springer's there, and all these guys, right? So great guys. But I went to school. I was just doing my thing, and then all of a sudden we had to. Not all of a sudden, but we knew we had to do an internship, and I applied to a bunch of places, Sportsnet and a bunch of other places. Sportsnet took me in. I was going to go to Sportsnet, and just before I was going to start it, a friend of mine in the program, and Pete, and I think Pete works. Where does he work now? I think he's at TSN actually too. He's at TSN. I just saw him recently, and I'll tell you that in a second.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Hey man, there's this MMA. They need an MMA guy at the Score." Like a intern. And I was like, okay, this is perfect, right? So I applied, and of course, the guy who was hiring for the intern turned out to be Aaron Bronstetter.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so he's turned into like a really good friend of mine. Nice. This is 2011.
Yeah, this is early.
September 2011, October 2011, like really long time ago. Obviously, Aaron at that point, he's not like how he is now. Aaron's like huge now, right? But at that point, he was like me. He's just like, a small time.
Grinding away.
Yeah, grinding away. He was Michael Landsberg's guy at that point because he left like a week after he brought me on. He left to go to TSN, but I was at Score, and Morrow was the podcast host, and I helped Morrow out. Morrow is like, I don't even want to talk about Morrow because I don't think that guy is a very nice person.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he's not. But honestly, I'm not here to talk about him.
Of course.
I'd rather focus on the good stuff, right?
Yeah,
he was a hard guy to work with, very abusive, very much. So you could ask any of the guys who worked with me. Like
I've worked with him a little bit for Score Fighting Series because he was an announcer there every now and then.
Right.
I haven't had any
honestly, as far as like
everybody.
Dude, it's sad because I remember the first time I met him, I'm like, wow, I got to work with Morrow, like because I love Pride, right?
Of course.
So he was the guy, and I was like,
kind of
wow.
like idolish,
absolutely,
right? Just because you get to work in the industry that
absolutely, and then all of a sudden, I became his guy to do all the notes and stuff. He'd be like doing all these notes for me for his show, and I'd be like grinding my ass off doing all these notes, and the guy would just like yell at me if something was wrong. Just a really not a nice guy. I know he's got some issues, but still, he did not treat me like good. So again, I've told the story before too, so it's not like this is news.
Okay, good.
But a lot of people would vouch for me that because they were in the office when the guy would freak out and anyways. But the Score was great, and I thought I was going to be there for a long time, man. Honestly, and then all of a sudden they got bought out by Sportsnet, and I got a phone call I think it was Monday morning saying, "Don't come in the office. We had to cut you." I was like, "Oh man, really?" And that same day, MMA Ratings brought me on. That same day, James Bryden from Sportsnet emailed me. He brought me on.
Nice.
At that point, it was a good job, but it didn't last, obviously. But it still got me credentials for the events. I went
sick.
to UFC 165, Gustafsson, Jones, great card. I went to GSP versus Nick Diaz, Weather Sportsnet. So that was
they covered all your shit for that to go down and do all that stuff to a certain extent.
No,
no, what? No accommodation, no travel, nothing.
No,
just got you the credentials. That's it.
Pretty much. It was like here's the thing.
Lower level, like not lower level,
it was
but
it was like a promise, and I think James was in the same boat. They'd be like, we're gonna bring you guys on, just keep grinding, and they never did. But it's all good, I did well for them, and anyways, so then that's like I said, that same time then Oddsbreaker brought me on, and just like all these websites, and I've worked for so many websites over the years, like the amount of websites, it's crazy, like SureDog,
damn,
Cage Potato was a good one as well, like a lot of these ones. But yeah, man, it's just been a grind. But I love it though. I still love it. But
you're one of the few guys out there though that are able to actually you have a salary coming in based off of an MMA related thing, right? Yeah. So it's good that you've gotten that plateau. I know that you're appreciative of it.
Yeah, too, I am, and I deserve it because I bust my ass off.
Grinded your ass off for sure.
And I went to school for this, dude. I'm like one of the few guys that went to school saying I want to be an MMA journalist. Who the fuck does that? No one, right? Could the money be better? Sure. And I'd love for it to be better, man. But it is what it is.
It's sustainable.
It's sustainable right now. You know what I mean?
And those are very respectable websites to work for in terms of having on your resume.
I'd like to say so, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'd like to say, I mean, listen, would I love to get a salary job with The Athletic or Junkie or something like that, or fighting? Sure. But those jobs aren't available, man. You know? They're very hard to get. So I'm very happy with where I am. And I don't mean to say that I'd rather be there than where I am now, because the grass is always greener, dude.
For sure.
And, a lot of people are always thinking hey, these places are better to work at. I have friends that work at some of those sites, and they tell me, nah, it's not as good as it seems. You know what I mean? Yeah. So right now, I'm very happy with where I am because I get a lot of flexibility, dude, which is nice for me.
Yeah.
It's just huge. I love flexibility, man. I love to be able to to like do things on my own accord. You know?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to make this into. So hopefully something that I can do 24/7. I'm doing my best, dude. It is a grind in itself. Like
it is,
editing all the videos and all that stuff, putting that together, having a schedule in terms of all the guests I want to put in.
I know.
I have like a huge guest list right now, and I'm slowly like plugging them in week by week. That's why I'm only doing like once a week.
Right,
a lot of people are saying like after you do it, why don't you just release it the next day or two? But I want to be able to fill up the content on a weekly basis. Like I have my other show that I do, which is like the lock casting, where I just talk about all the fights. I break them down from top to bottom. I think there's value here. I don't think there's value here or anything like that. But getting back to you, do you enjoy a certain aspect a little bit more? I'm not saying one website more than the other, but talking about it from a reporting standpoint or talking about it from a gambling standpoint, like do you prefer one or the other?
That's a good question. I mean, because like I've been doing so much gambling writing for like the last 8 years, and I do enjoy that. But actually, the news grinding I've been doing for a couple of years now, I actually really like news grinding. It's interesting. I really enjoy it. But I love the gambling thing too because it makes you think about the fights on a deeper level.
Yes. How far deep into those matchups do you get to?
I get as deep as I can. I mean, like I wouldn't say it's my full-time job, to be a handicapper.
Yeah.
At one point, I think that was the way I was going to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But it just, for me personally, dude, like I got very hooked on gambling.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to like not bet on anything. And I started betting on like a lot of other sports too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was making bets that weren't sustainable. I was making bets that were just too big.
Just trying to be like a fun, was it more so for the thrill than it was for anything else?
A lot of it was for the thrill, dude. Like, trust me, winning like 5 figures is a nice feeling.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, but losing 5 figures is a horrible feeling.
Probably even worse.
It's pretty bad. And that's the thing. Like losing that, it feels worse than how good winning feels. Like
I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean there.
So because I remember when I started gambling, it was just like $20 or whatever,
exactly.
and, $100, and then it started getting up to like a couple hundred, and then a couple thousand, then it was like in the 5 figures, and I'm like, what am I doing really? Like, and so I had to take a step back because honestly, like I saw myself going on a really bad path.
It's good that you actually noticed that and were able to pull yourself back.
Yeah.
Could have gotten into a much worse state, right?
It could have been, but like I could have did so well, man. Just for me personally, I just like you said, I love the thrill of it. So I just kept having to make more bigger bets.
Yeah, to make it more like try to get the satisfaction a little bit higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's why I got to pull myself back too as well. Like I'm on a very like iffy industry right now where it's like somebody could completely spiral out and lose their life pretty much, right? Like
it's true.
That's why I'm trying to be like, I try to push to like make sure you guys are betting responsibly, make sure you guys are like use the unit system. Like people are like thinking the unit system is like bullshit and blah blah blah. No, use it. Like actually assume that you have 1% of your bankroll to work with and whatever the fuck it is, right?
No, for sure.
Whatever your strategy is.
For sure. No, it makes sense. And that's the thing. I think a lot of people are hooked and they don't want to talk about it.
I agree.
And I'm okay with talking about it because it's in the past now for me, but it was hard to break that, man. It was very hard to break.
Because you've like built yourself into this industry as a little bit of a thing. I don't know how far you actually got into like social media in your gambling and all that type of stuff, but like once you build your statue in that landmark in terms of the gambling community, people are always going to be looking at you, and you don't want to be that guy's like, yo, I really fucked up, I tilted so fucking hard and blah blah, I lost all my money. You don't want to be that guy. We've had people in the past that have actually come out and said that, which is, you got to give them due. You know what I mean? You got to be like, all right, good for you for recognizing this and not continuing this this negative behavior, whatever.
I just think for me it was just like I needed that thrill, at that point in my life, young mid-20s guy. I was enjoying just laying bets, drinking beer, getting high on weed, and just watching the fights, and then watching other sports, basketball, hockey, whatever, football. Wow. It just started, becoming that. But it's all good because it's in the past now. But it was very hard to break that addiction, man. Because straight up, I was addicted to gambling. And
do you still dabble at all? Like even smaller amounts?
Little, just. But for me now, it's like extremely responsible. Because I have other things like on the go, like in my life, and like honestly, like I want to have like a family, right? So like for me, it's like. I'm glad that this happened when I was just a single guy, because now that I do have, a girl and I want to have kids, I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that, because imagine like losing your money when you have like a family, house and stuff. Like,
I know.
People do all the time, which is sad, right? It's
stressful alone. You taking away the enjoyment of actually watching MMA, and like
that's the thing. I agree 100%, dude. That's the thing. Like if you're gonna gamble, just do it responsibly, like you said. Do it for fun.
Yeah.
It's not. It'd be nice to like make a living on it. Some people do.
I don't think
very hard.
I don't think it's going to be sustainable for me. Like
very difficult.
I think I would stress out too much, and I would die of like just fucking anxiety all the time.
It's very difficult. Here's my thing, and I'm not really sure what you're doing as far like I don't know if you sell your picks or what you do.
I mainly just like
I know
I'll do like 3. If I get 3 straight winning events, I'll charge like $20 a card until I have my next loss.
Understood.
And then I go back to like until I get 3 straight.
Sure.
victories.
I saw like what you were doing. Yeah. But
I hooked up the Patreon thing now as well, which I'm trying to push a little bit more content through there.
Right.
People get all my bets on there as well, and even if I charge the public, but like it's nothing crazy. I'm not trying to charge people $500 to buy like 3 months or something.
Absolutely. My thing is just like I don't understand what like touts, right? Like I don't get it. If you're making that much money betting yourself, why do you need to sell your picks?
They're not.
That's the thing. They're not. They're lying, right?
They're not. Like it
doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make. You're absolutely correct, but they're not. They're probably not betting the amount that would allow them to live off of it sustainably. Right. So
they're selling the picks to make up for
Like there's guys out there that are up like 150 units or whatever the fuck they want to talk about, but then why isn't this your full-time thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So like I'm not ragging on people that are like
I know.
like I've even like minimized for 2020. I've minimized my bankroll to $1,000. I'm getting married in June. I'm trying to put all my money towards about that, right? So I'm like I'm gonna give myself $1,000 to work with. $10 units, don't give a fuck. Like I just want to see where this year goes. But then there's other people again up all these units, but they don't actually like have that money themselves.
Right.
It is a funny business to work in, which is why I've my goal once I stepped in and made this MMA Lock of the Night brand was it has definitely evolved from when I first started. Like if you go back on my old like YouTube page and stuff, you'll see like I did like 15-minute podcasts from my phone while I was sitting in a car on break from work. Just because I'm like, all right, Merab Devalis video is going to be my lock of the night. This is why. And these are my quick picks. Thanks for checking it out. 10 minutes. That's it. Not even. And then it transformed slowly into like one of my friends having a studio of his own and telling me, he's like, yo, just come by. Like, I don't use it for anything else. Why don't you just do your podcast out of this? That's when I started doing full card breakdowns. And then he encouraged me to get like this my own setup, right? This is when I just literally, me and my girl moved out from our condo. We were renting a condo over in Vaughan. Cool. Paying way too fucking much for rent. Yeah, of course. And then after we got engaged, we just came down here and like my mom literally just finished making this. We're just going to chill out here for like the next year or two, save up some money, and then get our own place. Wow, also, it's perfect. The funny thing is, before it actually used to be my girl's side over there, where she would have like her because she's still in school and stuff too. She would have all of her dead stuff there, and then once she saw how like serious I was getting with it, she goes, "All right, I'm taking the bedroom." I'm like, go for it. It's cool. It's fucking fun. Like it's great. I know. I got lucky. So most of the posters, that one I bought because that was my first ever event that I went to. UFC 113. The rest of them I got lucky. One of my old roommates used to work at Boston Pizza.
Oh, really?
And after they would have the events, she's like, yo, I got all these.
I used to go to a lot of Boston. Like, I used to go watch a lot of cards of Boston Pizza.
I did.
I used to always ask for the posters.
Yeah, because they're not going to do anything with it afterwards. Yeah. That whole roll over there, I don't know if you see it just beside the table.
Yeah. Same thing.
More posters.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm going to make a collage back here. I think it's a cool little background. Even the MMA History Today guys, they hooked me up with a little bit of this.
I think I have that one. I don't know if it's that one or the other one.
They have a bunch of them. He has like more of them even just sitting there waiting for me.
Shamakar came me one of them
last year. That guy's super awesome too.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
I went to what is this? 194 with him in Vegas, Aldo and McGregor.
Were you media for that or?
No, I wasn't media for that, but I went like that was when he wasn't doing he was doing media, but he didn't have credentials. And we have like mutual friends. The guy that runs MMA History Today and him. Okay. We're all like I went to high school with him. I
assumed it was Shamakar. Is it not?
No, he worked like he's very close with the guy that runs it. And that's the guy that I went to high school with. So we kind of know each other from that, right?
Yeah, he's nice.
Shamakar was actually from England, and then he immigrated to now he lives just by them. Yeah. So they have a really good everything they do pretty much in tandem. Awesome, they retweet a bunch of his shit. He retweets a bunch of their shit.
That's why I assumed that they were closely connected. I think he told me. I can't remember now.
He's trying to launch that Verdict thing too. I don't know if you've seen that.
I saw that. I haven't
used the app. Have you tinkled with it? Nothing?
No. Have you used it?
It's good. Yeah. He actually brought me in to do like the beta testing for him. This was, I think, the Rockhold and Bisping card where Bisping knocked him out.
Okay.
And we tested it and it was fun. I'm like,
no, it seems like a cool app. Great idea. I don't really have any interest in because like I used to do all the scoring for MMA decisions. Yeah. I used to put all my scorecards in. I just didn't see a benefit of it because I would just get trolls after me. I would never get someone saying good scorecard. Yeah. It would just be like your scorecard sucks. So I was like, there's no benefit to this.
People always are going to have their own opinions.
I'm like, Chris, I'm not going to send my scorecards in. There's no point really.
Yeah.
When I worked at Sherlock, he did take them, but when I was freelancing, I was still doing them. But I was just like, Chris, I just want to watch the fights. And like honestly, like as much as I watch fights and score them myself. Mm-hmm. My score doesn't matter anyways.
No, absolutely. That's I don't know if you've seen that other show that I do is Deciding Splits with one of my other buddies.
What's it called?
Deciding Splits.
I don't know if I've seen it.
So we just literally, if there's a split decision from the night before, we just cover it the next day. Okay. And then we put it out there. We literally watch it, and then I'll trim it so there's not much like dead air or anything like that. And then we just give our own scores afterward and try to entice a little bit of conversation in that aspect too. Very cool. I think people really enjoyed it. For some reason, our most watched one was Volkan Oezdemir and Alexander Rakic. Right. I don't know if you remember that one.
A lot of people thought
Rakic won.
Yeah. I had Rakic in that fight. I thought he would.
I did too.
Yeah, but Uzmir obviously got the win.
But like we always say, we hope like the main event is never the split decision because one, it would drive the most traffic, obviously, just because it's a big name. But like when it actually happens, I'm kind of hinting towards John Jones and Dominic Reyes, right?
It wasn't split though.
It wasn't a split, but we still talk about fights like that. Controversial calls, right?
How'd you guys score it? I had
1 and 3 for Reyes.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 as well.
It was easy 1, 2, 3 for Reyes.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad we don't have to have an argument here about that shit.
Well, I already argued with Cole Sheldon, who's my podcast co-host. He's like Jones won. I'm like, how did Jones win that fight? Dominic Reyes won the first 3 rounds, you know, and to me, I think there's a lot of like. There's nothing to do with Cole because I already talked to Cole about this, but like a lot of people don't. First off, I've not read the unified rules. They have not read the scoring criteria. A lot of people don't understand how fights are judged. Yeah. You don't judge a fight by who has the belt going into the fight. Once the fight starts.
Wait. Are you telling me your boy is saying that the belt matters?
He wasn't saying that. He just thought that Jones did enough in the last 3 rounds, which I don't agree with because I thought the 3rd round was definitely a Reyes round. Big John McCarthy also backed me up, and Big John McCarthy on his podcast last week weighing in, he's like, well, I'm kind of the guy who wrote the rule book, so I kind of know how to score the fight. And people were like arguing with it. They're like,
he did 1, 2, and 3 Reyes as well.
They're like, oh, John's just a referee. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's like, yeah, John's a judge too, you know. And John is, the thing he said about Anderson Silva and the MVP, that was dumb. And
yeah.
When he was comparing them a few weeks ago, he's like, MVP's resume stacks up. Like, no, it doesn't, obviously.
You got to slow down. I know you work for Bellator and all that stuff, but just slow down.
Exactly. So it was ridiculous. But like, generally, I respect that guy a lot because he's been around, dude, he's been around forever. Like
the UFC 2?
Since UFC 2. Yeah, since UFC 2. So he's been around forever, since 1994. So 20, how many years?
So right now I'm 28 and I was born in 91, so like 25 or 26 years or something.
26 years. So
we got it. Don't worry. We can do quick math. It's fine.
But yeah, as far as like, fights in general go, I think a lot of people are like, especially championship fights, it's like, oh, if it's a close round, goes to the champ. It doesn't say that anywhere. No. It doesn't say that anywhere.
That's the most irritating.
Who won the round? And not only that, but a lot of people are, again, Jones was the one pushing forward. Reyes was backing up. That doesn't matter because who's landing most effective strikes. I know Reyes did miss a lot of shots too.
That's the thing, right?
But he still landed them according to the stats. Again, the stats are not something we get to see during real time. And to be honest, I don't really trust MMA stats that much. There's a lot of controversy with DraftKings.
It's very subjective.
Very subjective. Some guy like that scores a significant strike, but some people might not think it is. Or
exactly.
There's a strike that some people think significant. Whatever. So the whole DraftKings, there's a lot of controversy going on like lately. Like a lot of people think fights are scored like very weird, biased, possibly.
Yeah.
But for that fight, I mean, Reyes won the first 3 rounds.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it is. But there's other. I think it was controversial. I think there was worse decisions though. I thought Machida Shogun one was to me a worse decision.
Don't bring that one back to me. At least we got the rematch.
Yeah,
and we got Shogun and knock him out.
But the first one was like. I think they scored 5-0 for Machida when I don't
recall what that was. I don't remember the score. That was
I remember Cecil Peoples, the referee said, leg kicks don't count. We don't score leg kicks. This was 2009, obviously. Yeah. But obviously, Shogun should have won that fight.
Easy should have won that fight.
I think I scored all 5 rounds for Shogun when I last watched. I haven't watched that fight in a long time.
I'm glad that you brought it up because it's definitely a fight that I want to watch again because I haven't seen it since back then, and I'm way bigger of a fan now as I was compared to 11 years ago.
Absolutely,
right?
I got to watch that one again. But yeah, another fight would be this guy
Hendricks and
when he fought
GSP.
That was a bad decision.
It all came down to the first round, right?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember what it was, but I
believe it was the first round. It was like a lot of them holding each other against the cage and somebody landing the elbows,
there was
right?
Few, I think takedown attempts or some
defended.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember scoring for Johnny, although knowing now that he was
he fell off like immediately.
Once you saw that came in, that guy fell off the cliff. And he was a guy who was juicing obviously for a long time. Yeah. So it's kind of a good thing that GSP won. Actually, that's the poster right there. It's right there. That is the one. Perfect. Can't see it, but
yeah. I just made sure I got our hubby. GSP in there.
I just think there's a lot of fans that need to be more educated about the sport.
For sure.
Go read the rules.
Yeah.
Seriously, go read the rule book.
Yeah.
And I think the rule book is something that UFC should push more for the fans to read. Go read the unified rules because you'll educate yourself in the sport.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just confused. I'll give you an example. Last night with the Melchel Pereira fight. Yeah. With Diego Sanchez. I don't know if you saw it. There was a disqualification in the 3rd round.
Yep.
A lot of people were confused. Huh?
Yeah, horrible knee.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so first off, Pereira is an idiot because he was going to win that fight easily.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had some people saying that Diego was the right side. They're like, oh, I'm so glad I had Diego, and that was an easy pick for Diego as an underdog. And I'm like, are you kidding me, guys?
Okay, I think they're just trolling.
I hope they're trolling, right?
They're trolling.
It was obviously the wrong side.
There was not even one round you could say that he won there. Like, he looked scared the entire time.
But here's the thing. So, like, and, you know, this is nothing, you know, I had a few other journalists ask, you know, on Twitter saying, like, why was that a DQ, not a no contest? And, like, I'm glad they asked because it's fair to ask, but, like, I feel like we should know that as journalists. You know, the reason it was a DQ, not no contest, because Jason Herzog, the referee, deemed the knee illegal. And because it was in the third round, it would go to the scorecards. And because
it was the third round, but it must have had to be, I think, halfway mark.
As long as if in a 3-round fight, once it passed the second round, once the first 2 rounds,
that's a technical decision,
like but that's only if it's unintentional.
This was absolutely intentional.
It was intentional. It obviously was intentional.
Absolutely.
Of course he was trying to knee him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So as much as I hate to say it, because I did have Pereira in my pool, and I was like, this is obviously a win for him.
Yeah.
I had him by decision too, right?
Yeah,
and I'm like,
wow.
In Ryan's pool, you know, you're
Ryan Young.
where I'm killing it right now. Like,
nice.
Yeah, I know, but like I should have had 2 points. And I think the guy underneath me got Diego by decision. Actually, didn't even
There's
count.
no way somebody could.
Yeah, I was thinking like, because if you bet on the sportsbooks, if you bet on a guy by knockout, and they win by DQ, that still counts as a KO. So like,
really,
it's KO, TKO, or DQ.
Oh, I actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of websites actually have it like that.
So it's I just touched this.
Yeah,
if you got so it's like But I was asking the guy, I'm like, that doesn't count, and they're like, no, we won't count that as a win because you can't like give a point for like that, right? But anyways, the point is like, I feel like journalists should know that, you know,
for sure.
And I'm glad that they asked me, and they were asking on Twitter, like, does anyone know the reason why? But like, I feel like they should know that, you know.
I feel like if it again, the intent is the main thing,
and it's just like it's funny though. Like I saw some more guys talking about today saying like, I think that should have been a no contest. I don't think that should have been a DQ. And it's like, why though?
It's a DQ. It's an intentional knee.
And listen, I wanted to be no contest because
your money's riding on it or whatever your pool.
For sure, right?
Like stuff like that.
I just think it was. It's just to me, it's crazy that he lost the fight because he was obviously destroying Diego Sanchez. And he made him split second decision. I also say this, like Diego, I'm not going to go and call him a quitter because this is a guy that's been in so many wars. He's been in the UFC for almost 20 years. The guy's an absolute legend.
If I was in his position,
he said to the referee, "Am I going to win by DQ?" And then said, "I can't fight anymore." Okay, and it's a business decision, man, because
of course
he got his win bonus.
He talked about wanting to talk to his coach.
Yes.
Remember, he said, "I want to talk
to my coach."
Yeah,
he got his win bonus though.
That's $100K right there. An extra $100K.
How is he getting paid that?
Diego Sanchez, dude.
You know what? Good for him because I don't want to say like I'm always complaining on fighter pay. I do think he's a little overpaid compared to other fighters, but he's been around forever. He deserves it. It's just crazy that he got $200K for getting his ass kicked. I know. Right? Like I was just shocked.
That was that's
we knew that fight was gonna be fucked up though, right?
Some people are giving him grief today, but I don't give a fuck. Like I don't
for me,
really
it's a
care.
business decision. So for me, when I saw it, I said I think I wrote on Twitter last night, I'm like, do I agree with it? No, but I totally understand it. And honestly, I would have did the same thing.
Exactly. Anybody who said they wouldn't, right? Shut up. You're lying.
And you know what? I think Anthony Smith should have taken the DQ when he fought John Jones.
When did that occur, though?
Last year at UFC 235.
In terms of which round did it occur?
In the 5th round. Remember, you got kneed in the head on the ground, and John Jones got deducted 2 points. They took 2 points from John Jones. He won the fight 48-44, I think.
So wait, was it? I don't remember the fight at all. It was intentional?
And Anthony kept fighting on. He's like, I want to keep fighting.
Okay.
But I think maybe he should have taken the DQ. I know a lot of people would call him a wimp, but he would have been the belt holder. He would have got his win bonus.
Ooh, that kind of reminds me of like the Sonnen and Jones fight as well. If Sonnen made it out of that first round, he would have won by fucking TKO injury.
I know, he would have won because of the injury.
Small little things.
I know.
Yeah, if I was in Diego's shoes again 100 times, I would do the same thing 100 times. You tell me I get double my pay, I don't got to worry about this. He's probably not going to have to fight Pereira anymore. They're probably not going to do that anymore.
You don't think they'll run? No, I don't think so. What's the point?
What's the point? We know what the outcome is.
You know what's crazy about? Okay, so Pereira's last fight, which was an amazing fight against Tristan Connolly.
Yes,
great fight.
Yeah,
it's crazy how Pereira gets a step up when he fights Diego Legend, and then the co-main event of Rio Rancho, and then you got Connolly fighting Alex Da Silva in Portland.
Rough fight for him
on like the undercard. Like I don't understand why this guy gets a step down.
It's name value at this point. I guess,
but man, he looks so good now. I feel like they should have been built. Like remember he called it. He wanted to fight at UFC 245 in Vegas. He's like, I want to fight in that card, and then they put him in like Portland like in April. on the undercard, buried on the prelims. Like, it's crazy. I feel like the UFC.
I think they see that like he kind of like got a flash in the pan.
Yeah. He's an older guy too. He's 35, I think, right?
It was perfect time, perfect place.
Amazing fight. I think it was one of the best fights of last year.
Just because of the X factors going into it, of the late notice,
short notice,
all that type of shit, right? I think he was supposed to be cornering one of his fighters that week as well.
Yeah,
almost pulled a James Krause, who nothing's gonna get worse than James Krause.
All the respect in the world to that guy. I mean, unbelievable.
We've never heard of that ever happening. There's
very rare.
There's one woman's fighter that stepped in against, I can't remember who, but it was like a Brazilian card way back.
It's very rare.
Padua or something. I think her name was something like that. But she stepped in like pretty much like right before the weigh-ins.
Right.
I think it was against Ariane Lipski, if I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, yeah, a smaller girl, and she went in. She lost, right?
She lost, but she stepped in like right before the weigh-ins.
It's rare. Like, another one would be Verdum when he fought Walt Harris. I think Walt was supposed to fight the same card.
Yes, the day of.
Right, and he stepped up and he got submitted in like a minute, obviously. And Verdum's coming back now against Helene. That's going to be a good fight.
I am glad that he's. You know, I actually thought he was gone from the UFC because he had that whole like.
He has to be released,
USADA thing, right?
Yeah,
but they kept him. This is a perfect fight for him to come back to.
Well, he snitched, right, and he got a reduction. But you know what? They asked you a question. Would you snitch? Would you snitch?
I don't know.
I would, bro.
I truly don't know, dude.
Jones snitched. Verdum snitched. Why wouldn't I snitch?
I don't know.
Jones, the greatest fighter of all time, snitched to get his thing reduced.
To me, it depends on what type of like situation that I'm in. Is it going to be dire for me that if I don't fight for the next 2 years, am I not going to be able to make a living? Do I have something else that I'm leaning on to make money? Like, if I'm a firefighter or some shit, I'll go firefight for 2 years. Don't give a fuck.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like the sport better now under USADA or before when it was the Wild West?
Bro, I've been telling this to a couple people. I think the best time for the UFC, I don't know if it's nostalgia for me, but between UFC 100 and UFC 150,
dude,
that stretch was probably like, that was the golden age of the light heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Even though John Jones was still going out there and wrecking people, we feel like we had so many different contenders for him, right? That was freaking awesome.
It was a good time.
We had UFC 129 in that stretch.
Yeah,
we had UFC 141, was that Jones and Machida?
Yeah,
the one
UFC
in Toronto?
141
or 42, something like that. 41? 140.
140 was Lesnar and Overeem.
141 was Lesnar over him. 140 was Machida Jones.
Yes, and I was at that card too.
That was awesome.
Card.
That was
Frank Mir against Big Nog.
Yes, getting rocked and then fucking shoulder. Got the, was it Kimura?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And then Tito Ortiz against Little Nog, he finished that out too.
Yeah.
Mark Hominick got started in like
really
7 seconds.
By Korean
that was a
really good card, actually. That's an underrated card.
Huge card.
I remember watching that one.
That was great.
I saw it with my dad. I remember.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. You know, like I like one thing for me is like I like to experience the fights with other people as much as I can.
For sure.
You know, I used to watch a lot of fights with James when he lived in Toronto. Me and him we're still good friends, but like we were really tight back then.
Yeah.
We used to watch all the cards together and developed a really good friendship and it's still a mutual respect. You know, he's grinding. He's doing really well. But you know, now I live in a different part of the town, and
you're like out there.
Yeah. But I watch a lot with my girl now. You know, she didn't watch UFC before she met me. Now she loves it. You know, we went to Vegas in December for 245.
Sick.
She really enjoyed it.
You guys
now she's asking me, hey, when is the next one in Toronto? Let's go get tickets for that. You know, let's get better tickets than that next time because we sat in the nosebleeds in Vegas because dude, it was
that was T-Mobile, right?
Yeah, dude, you know, it was so expensive. It was like I think it was $250 for a nosebleed Canadian.
Damn.
For a nosebleed, right?
Damn.
And that was for the Usman Covington card.
Yeah.
The McGregor card was double the price, so it would have been like $500 for a nosebleed.
Fuck that.
It was 300. I think it was 300 American, which is like 500 Canadian.
Yeah, because our dollar's
it was still a good experience though. But I just
awesome.
I honestly don't like nosebleeds that much. Like I've been to a lot of sporting events. Anytime I go to a new town, I always go to a sporting event.
Yeah.
I prefer being down low. I just really didn't want to spend that much money in Vegas.
I absolutely agree.
It was like $800 for like a lower bowl, and I'm just like, you know what? Nah.
I think when we went to McGregor Aldo, that was in the MGM, so it was a smaller arena, 15,000 seats.
Yeah.
I think we spent like $260 each ticket.
That's cheap. Yeah,
wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that was back at the.
But that was like also it was the fight week where they had 3 events back to back to back.
Right.
That was Paige and Rose.
I wish they kept doing. Yeah. I wish they kept doing that.
I went to that card. Then the next night it was Mendez and Edgar.
Right.
But I went to go see Joe Rogan's comedy instead.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, and then we watched that fight afterwards.
Where was the comedy show?
Caw Theater. Inside MGM, I'm pretty sure, right? Cool. It was a very fun, like him, Joey Diaz. It was great.
The one time I just went.
That was the only time I went.
Are you serious?
I've only gone the one time.
We've only been one time. People were like, "I want to go to Vegas." I'd love to go again.
Yeah,
I'd like to go for the International Fight Week this year, but honestly, it is pricey. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I spend? You know, if I go to Vegas, I'm gonna be dumping a few grand, obviously, which is not crazy because it's gonna be a good time. But like, I could also save that money towards, something in the future that
For sure.
or like another vacation or something.
I might actually be going to Brooklyn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have like
sick.
my brother and one of our friends.
You're gonna drive down?
Either drive or fly. They're kind of
fly's
organizing
like an
it.
hour.
They're kind of looking at it as like a bachelor supplies thing, just because I get married in June, right?
Yeah.
So we're thinking about doing something like that. I'm really looking forward to it. Tickets are already sold out, so they're gonna
Are you
have to
serious?
like,
So you're gonna resell.
We're gonna have to get some resale or something like that. So we'll
crazy
see how that
prices.
comes together. But I really want to go for that. Like,
That's gonna be a good
I
fight.
don't want to miss Khabib and Ferguson.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, I agree that is the best fight of the year.
Easily.
But let me ask you a question. Are you secretly hoping that one of them gets hurt and Conor steps in and you see that fight instead?
No.
Good. I'm glad you said that.
Absolutely not.
I have no interest in watching him beat Conor too, by the way.
I think like
Not
if
right
you're
now.
gonna throw that scenario out there, I would obviously want to see Khabib Ferguson first. Second, I would want to see Ferguson Connor.
Yeah.
I would rather Khabib fall out and Connor fight Ferguson, and then obviously the other one is Connor.
Right.
I would like the last one that I want to see is Connor Khabib again. I don't really care to see that.
I don't know why
No
Dana White
interest.
thinks that everyone's so interested in this fight. Like, I don't see. There's no fan I've talked to that is like, I want to see this fight next.
Yeah.
But Dana White's like,
Adamant.
Crush the pay-per-view numbers. We're going to destroy like all the records.
Yeah,
Maybe listen. It's hard to disagree with Dan because this guy obviously knows.
he knows all of it. Shit.
Of course,
He knows what he's talking
and they know
about.
the numbers better than us.
Yeah.
But I just don't know any fans that are like, I want to see Conor fight Khabib next. I'd like to see Conor fight someone else. Here's the other thing. Just say there is no injury and that fight actually happens. Like, please God, please. I want this fifth time.
This isn't wood, but we're
I
still
know, right?
knocking
Like,
on
I
it.
want to see this fight so bad. Just say it does happen. Then Conor's going to be waiting until like September, October to fight Khabib again. Like, because obviously with
You're going in there thinking that Khabib's going to win this fight.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I think Tony can win too.
Okay.
Okay, just say Tony wins. Then they'll probably do a rematch, right? Wouldn't they do a immediate rematch? Undefeated guy, 28-0.
I could see them making a case for us fighting, getting Connor, Connor Ferguson.
I mean, it's a big fight.
I could see
Obviously,
that.
they're in the same. They're both paradigm. So,
But also think about the fact that Khabib will probably take time off after April as well.
But my question is like, I don't want to see Conor wait that long to fight. I think he should fight more. I think he should fight soon. I think he should fight
Gaethje.
Yeah.
Jinx.
We said it at the same time. I know.
But yeah.
Fuck, we're screwed now. It's not happening now, man. But I want to see that fight. I just think it makes a lot of sense.
It does. And it's a winnable fight for him too.
For Conor, yeah. Because
Yeah.
Gaethje's defense is terrible, but his offense is amazing. Gaethje, to me, I've said this for a few years now, since he was in WS. The first time I saw him in WSOF, I was like, holy fucking shit. This guy's
monster.
fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved him ever since the first time I saw him in WSOF.
Nice.
And I know he's had kind of a rough run. He got knocked out by Alvarez and by Poirier, but
Tough
he's bounced
fights.
back really nice. And
I'm
those
glad.
guys are legitimate fighters, obviously.
Of course. The
No-
streak that he's put together now, what? Vic Barboza?
Yeah, and then
Cowboy.
the last fight with Cowboy, yeah. That's the thing, though. Like, he knocked out Cowboy just as bad as Conor did.
Did you see that gif going around of the little baby being tossed around by everybody, and everybody's
No.
like, "This is Cowboy in the lightweight division."
Oh
Everybody
my
trying to get
gosh.
a title shot. I'm like,
I know.
It's so sad to see, but it's kind of true. I feel bad for him, but
I love Cowboy, too. I mean, the guy's he's a legend, right?
easy legend.
He didn't want to be there. I'm not saying he quit. Don't get me wrong. He got knocked out, but
The nerves, do you think?
I don't know. I think when these big fights happen, he chokes a bit
Oh, for sure. Like you
every
can't,
time. Like the RDA
you can't
fights.
deny that now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the big fight. When the big fights come, he chokes.
Yeah,
You know?
I do want to get back to Ferguson Khabib
Sure.
though.
Yeah, great fight. Who am I picking? I don't know.
You don't
I don't
know
know,
yet.
man.
Like,
I don't
are
know
you-
because I think the value is on Ferguson. He's like plus
200-ish.
200. Yeah. So
I still like him there.
I do. I want to pick him, but he's 36 now, dude. It's crazy. He's finally getting his title shot at 36.
This is the only time he's going to get it.
13 fight wins to finally gets his
I
title
know.
shot. What the fuck? Or 12 fight wins, whatever.
Have
it
we
is.
ever seen anything like that
It's crazy.
before?
Like
We've never seen anything
he's
like that.
deserved it for a while now.
Yeah.
Guy's amazing. He's an incredible fighter. The one loss he had, he broke his arm against Michael Johnson. Still went the full 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Only lost.
Came back and avenged that.
Absolutely. It's crazy. Like, I think his record, so he's 12, I think he's on a 12 fight win streak, and then he had the 3 wins, so 15-1. And then Ultimate Fighter, he won as well, so he had 3 more wins. So really he's 18-1 if you include overall and Zuffa. That's incredible.
Insane. I did not expect this guy to have that type of talent coming off of the Ultimate Fighter.
First
I
time
thought
I
it was
saw-
Michael Johnson. I'm like, Michael Johnson's the one.
Yeah.
And he won too, right? Like he won the Ultimate
No,
Fighter.
I never expect. He was on the Brock Lesnar and JDS season.
Yeah.
Tony Ferguson, right?
Yeah.
And
sorry. I'm thinking about Johnson's on the Koscheck and GSP one.
yeah, he was.
Yeah, I got
and
that
he
wrong.
fought
My
Jonathan Brookins and
Yes.
another guy. It's crazy.
Brookins, another one. Yeah,
Bust. He just didn't work out. It happens, right? But a lot of guys from like Brad Katona, another guy who's just kind
Brad
of
Katona. Unfortunate, because I think he still deserved a shot.
2-2 and he got cut. Kind of rough.
Last loss against Merab Dvalishvili.
I know that guy, and he's a beast.
Right?
They got to make cuts though, man. Like as we both know, the Contender Series guys are coming in. They're starting the new season.
Wasn't
soon.
that one, or was that 2 straight losses for Katona?
Yeah,
one
he lost
loss.
two. He lost
Who's
to
before
Hunter
that?
Azure as well from Contender Series. And he lost to Murat.
Totally forgot about that one too.
2-2. I would have kept drum. They are doing mass cuts right now. A lot of guys are getting cut. Ben Saunders, who I love, got cut. Can't blame him for cutting 9-10 in the UFC. 2-6.
Always fast. Always fun to watch.
Always fun to watch, dude. Right?
But maybe they're doing him a favor in terms of just being like, all right, let's.
I think so because as much as I like Ben, I don't think he should fight again. Diego shouldn't fight again, by the way. And Diego that's the worst part about him winning that fight by DQ. He's going to get another fight now.
I got to win.
Yeah, they have to offer him another fight. He shouldn't fight again, dude. I was watching him. I'm like, this guy is so shot. Like, he needs to
somebody just get him in touch with like an investor and be like, hey, use that $200K or whatever.
I hope he saved his money.
I don't think so.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
Doesn't it make you sad though? Remember Chris Lieben a few years ago? Chris Lieben had so many fight of the night bonuses, knockout of the night, and he's completely broke. He owed taxes to the IRS, and he was completely broke. And he went on Twitter saying like he's in a serious amount of pain, and
damn.
He was. I think the UFC.
This was recently.
Yeah, a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
Chris Lieben, yeah. Now I think he was doing reffing. Then he went back to bare knuckle. Which what the fuck? Like a guy with that many knockouts.
I don't think sad, like dude. I'm not trying to throw shade at Thiago Alves or Hector Lombard or any of these guys.
What do you think about that?
I think that is the bottom of the barrel in the combat sports. Bottom of the barrel combat sports.
I just can't get into it.
I don't either. I can't. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
It's just not like there are some nice knockouts for sure, but it's just not for me, man. Like I really like MMA, dude. You know,
it's so weird to think that though, just because like they're not too far removed from each other, other than the fact that it is just boxing and they don't have any gloves on. But I think the how easily they're able to get cut is kind of concerning as well too. These guys out there looking like Chucky or some shit. You know what I mean? I forgot which fight. And Jason Knight, I think after one of his fights, like he looked like fucking scary as hell, right? Like, what are you? I really would actually like to see the purses. They must be getting paid a good amount of money to actually want to go out there.
Made a lot of money, right?
Pauly's the exception, though. Let's talk about like the Thiago Alves.
Sure.
Let's talk about the Hector Lombards.
I'd like to know because Thiago was like, okay, the UFC's not paying me what I want, so I'm leaving. I think they just didn't. You know, he's been around forever. I think it was a good decision for them to move on. But I was surprised he didn't go to like PFL or something because I think he could have did pretty well.
Exactly, I'm sure he would have got
older, but I still think he could have did well.
He could have got a great contract. Even Juan Adams just got a contract from Aries, right? I'm sure one of these companies would be willing to pay him enough to stay out of bare knuckle boxing, right? Thiago Alves is not the guy that you would expect to go to bare knuckle boxing, right?
He's a kicker.
That's another thing.
That's why I understand. Like this is a guy that's known for his devastating leg kicks. Then he signed with bare knuckle. And I saw Hector sign with. I think Hector's 42 now, if I'm not mistaken.
He's up there.
Way up there in age. A guy who's been obviously juicing his whole career. A guy whose chain is completely gone at this point. You know, I really enjoyed watching Hector Lombard fight in Bellator. He was juiced to the gills. I still enjoyed watching him knock out all those guys.
Yeah.
He was a bust in the UFC, though.
Absolute. Tim Boach, first loss.
Yeah.
I was there for that card, too.
You? Yeah.
Horrible. UFC 149 with
Calgary. You were there?
Yeah, I was there for that.
One of the worst cards of all time.
Horrible.
The only good fight in that card was the late Ryan Jimmo getting that knockout.
Oh, yes. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I know. That was sad.
I love that guy.
I know. It's so sad.
I actually
ran him over, dude. Crazy guy.
UFC actually brought me out to help them with that card for their PR stuff.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah, and then I had to work with him in terms of getting like his bio and stuff down because I think it was his first fight in the UFC. If I'm not mistaken.
It was because he's from MFC before that.
Yeah, he was a part of like the Freemasons and stuff with Chevalo.
Oh, Michael
Chevalo. They're like really good friends and stuff too. So when he like passed away, it was really rough on him. But that was a tough one. That was
for sure. I mean, it's crazy like how many fighters have died over the years. But like that one was shocking because he was I think in his mid-30s and got into a disagree with a guy in a parking lot. And the guy ran him over, and I think that guy only got like a few years in prison,
which is stupid,
which is crazy. But I think we can get into a whole discussion about laws. I think laws are way too lenient in Canada. But anyways, that fight was good, and then the other fight, which was amazing, my boy Chris Clements against Matt Riddle.
Was that card?
Yeah, Matt Riddle
submitted
a standing arm triangle choke.
Damn,
it was a good fight. That was that was it. The rest of the card sucked.
Yeah,
Chia Congo against Sean Jordan, one of the worst probably heavyweight fights I've ever seen.
Yes,
Faber versus Burrell was garbage.
What the fuck? All I remember was Lombard and Boach on that card.
Lombard Boach, UFC 149 Calgary. See, look. I
Congo Gordon, Ebersol had. I remember that Clements
and the ring sucked.
Oh, it was overturned.
Actually, that fight was good. The Lorman Rivera was a good fight.
Oh, that was a fun fight
because Riddle got tested positive for weed.
Rivera was always fun to watch. His scrap against John Lineker.
Yeah, one of the craziest minutes ever. So there were some good fights in the prelims. No one forget.
Caraway against Gagnon.
There's my boy Mitch Clark.
Daniel Pineda doing the damn thing.
Now. Yeah, Pineda was in another guy. Another guy who's
PFL
comes in PFL and just runs like fucking through.
Did he cash as like a plus 400 dog to somebody?
Yeah, and then like 2 weeks later, he's like, he tested positive. He pulled him from the finals. Yeah. And then they had a stupid trilogy fight with Gilpin and.
Oh my god!
Actually, I like PFL though. I will say that. Like,
I don't mind I like their style because they're pushing to finish.
Something new.
It's something different. Yeah, I'm totally behind that.
I like the tournament format in MMA.
Yeah,
I like tournaments. That's why I used to really like Bellator under PR. I know they do tournaments now, but I like the way they did the tournaments back then.
I don't like how PFL does it in a certain aspect where they shouldn't have them fight more than once in one night. Because there's no way that's somebody that in the first round lost comes back and wins the entire fucking tournament.
It's crazy.
I don't like that.
I know.
And they're kind of restricted with the amount of fighters they actually have, because then you're going to get fucking John Lineker against Glyco Franca 17.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they just keep fighting each other.
Yeah.
Right? At a certain point, that's going to wear away. So every season, they're going to have to make sure that they have new guys coming in that are going to be able to make a little bit of a noise, so we don't have to keep getting the same regurgitating matchups back to back. I agree though. I do like the scoring system, but they don't need these guys fighting more than once on one night.
Yeah.
Let them have first round, second round, semifinals, finals. Give us 4 rounds on 4 different nights.
Yeah.
That's it. So we don't have to worry about some guy fucking Chris Curtis, right?
Yeah, I know.
Fucking 45-minute retirement comes back.
I know. That's crazy.
It shouldn't happen like that.
I think he retired 3 times like last year.
He's a great fighter. Yeah. He just fought for Z Promotions.
Yeah,
and
I know.
He just won a title for them.
He won? Who'd he beat?
I don't recall who it was, but I think it was actually somebody with a name.
Yeah, I think so too. Was it Dominic Steele or something? Was that the guy?
I think you are correct there.
I think so.
The Action Man, Chris Curtis.
I got a pretty good memory here. Darren Smith Jr., who's a former PFL guy, actually.
Okay. They're coming to Toronto, eh? Z
really?
Promotions?
No way.
The Hamilton, actually. They're coming to
really?
Hamilton.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in April, I believe.
We got the card there. Can you pull it up?
So, they don't have the card announced or anything yet.
Is Corey the matchmaker?
I'm not. Oh, yeah, Cody helps them.
Oh, does he? Good for him.
Yeah, he does help him. That guy's awesome. Fucking
yeah. I saw you had him on.
I love that guy. He's so awesome. He's gonna come in again soon. Yeah, he's not too far from here.
Oh, really? Nice.
So it kind of looks a little bit better.
Right?
Yeah. He was a matchmaker for SEC. That's why we kind of like knew each other and stuff from there. Let's see what this. Yeah, this card was whatever. Otherwise,
it is nice that they're doing more events here though in Ontario. I will say that.
Dude, guess who else is fighting on that BTC card? UFC vet, BTC 9. See if I can pull this up.
Well, I know. Okay, first off, I know that. That's BTC. Yeah, pull this up.
So Jesse Ronson in the main event against Troy Lamson, who was on the last looking for a fight.
Right. Yeah.
See if there's any other names there that you kind of recognize.
Cody Pfister. Are you serious? No way.
Cody motherfucking
That guy
Pfister.
had a rough run, eh? I think he fought Sage and he fought. Who else? I can't remember. But.
He's had a couple fights up here now, eh? BTC's used him a couple times, I'm pretty certain.
Well, he's I don't want to say he's a can because he's won his fight. Look,
he lost to Kyle Prepelik. That was Prepelik's vault into the UFC. He lost to
Holtzman too. Holtzman's good.
Yeah, Holtzman, Northcutt.
Beats to Daniel, man.
Yep. Lost to James Muntasiri.
Muntasiri's another guy who just was
that was it. So you went 1-3 in the UFC.
Pull up that prospect fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
I know that George Brito's on that card. Actually, George Brito.
Yo, my guy, Ergis Geda is on that card.
George Brito is...
Brito's a beast. He was on the Score Fighting Series as well.
Yeah, dude. He's one of the first guys I ever interviewed because I went to Toronto BJJ years ago when I was in school. And we did some interviews there, and I interviewed him. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I didn't realize because he had a win over Rafael Dos Anjos from back in like 2005.
Way back.
Yeah, I think he was the first guy he lost to. And it's crazy, right? What? Troy Laramie, that's a good fight, right? And then you got... Brito, I don't know who he's fighting. Michael Piriato, he was in the UFC like for like a week. I can't remember what he did.
He's a little bit sketchy. He has a very sketchy past.
The criminal background? Or
I'm not sure if it was criminal, but he was on this show called Fight Exchange or Fighter Exchange.
Yes.
And he was like using the N-word like
I remember that. Yeah,
heavily against one of his guys, and that didn't really ride. So I'm surprised that he was actually on this card.
There's a lot of guys like that. How about that guy Todd Stone?
I know that's another guy. I'm a little bit cool with him.
Todd, like
I know I'm a little bit cool with him.
I met Todd, and like honestly, he was like super cool. But like
exactly, there's two different things.
As soon as I left, I remember he was at Substance, right?
Yeah,
I'm meeting him. And he's
both cards,
and he was super chill. And we left. Yeah. And my friend Carlin Bardsley, you know Carlin, right?
Yeah.
Carlin goes, dude, you know that guy? Like,
I know.
And I go.
The funny thing is, I knew him for like a year or so leading up to his fight with Pat Walsh. Had no idea. And then Pat Walsh, I had to pick up Pat Walsh from the airport.
When I read that,
and he told me about that.
When I read that story, dude. It's like the most fucked up shit.
I know.
It's horrible. And again, the people can change.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, of course.
It's so fucked up. It's like the most
He did his
fucked up
time.
thing.
He did his time. He can't get a job
Google
pretty much anywhere.
Todd Stowe if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's not pleasant to read.
Yeah.
Nothing funny, but we're just laughing because it's crazy. Like,
it's but by meeting him, you don't. You had
no idea. He was like this super nice guy. He's like
the nicest guy.
Hey man, come and train with me at Grant Brothers sometime. And this is when I used to train. I don't train anymore, but I used to train.
Yeah. I remember you had like a Muay Thai fight or something, right?
I had one fight. I had to smoke. Got my ass kicked. Didn't go too well, but I love training. You know. And you know, training. Yeah, it was.
Did you come out for the Elias one that we did? Was it you? No, there was somebody else.
Can't remember.
We had Elias do like an MMA session for free at Grant's.
No,
I think you came out.
Did I? Maybe I did. I can't remember, but
it didn't have the biggest turnout because Elias was still like first fight in the UFC. Nobody really knew who he was, so it's hard to push. But dude, Urgis Segeta, I had this kid on my podcast as well. I signed his ass up to Grant's MMA.
Are you serious?
He came in. Are
you serious?
He came in as a wrestler, undefeated as an amateur as well.
Oh, nice.
He's young. So amateur, he is 3-0 as an amateur. Well,
what's MMA provincial? That's amateur.
That was like amateur stuff.
They're wearing headgear and stuff.
I believe so. Yeah. Or at least like shin pads and stuff. TKO. So he's 4-0 right now. Didn't fight all of last year, but he did win the IBJJF's gold for his division.
Oh, really?
Killed it. Very good grappler. He's been honing his grappling this entire time. Amazing wrestling. His jiu-jitsu is getting even better now. He's this close from his brown belt. Super, super talented kid. He's kind of like a Merab.
Right.
Constant pressure, constant wrestling, constant grinding. He just slowly needs to get it better in terms of like crisping everything up a little bit. Still young though, 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Super cool. That's one kid that I'm really looking forward to seeing.
It is nice to go back for 1 sec.
Yep.
Go to this guy Brito. Go to George Brito.
Yep. 12-9-1.
Yeah, like he's older now. He might be 40 now.
I don't think he's fought since that SFS card.
We don't have the. Yeah, look, Tony Hervey.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
I was there. That was in Sarnia.
Broke his arm, right?
Yeah, I was fucking working that fight.
Southern was a guy that was a big prospect.
Yep.
Jason Young. That's the first card I ever saw.
This was the first ever
on. Yeah, click on that card.
I don't know why I thought it was. Oh yeah, Bro, the Reckoning. That's what's called.
Look at this. Was at Casino Rama. Me and my dad went. Look at that.
Cody talked about it too.
Look at this card. Jordan Mean versus Josh Berkman. Okay. Yep. Chris Rodesky, who was pretty big name. Go down.
I'd say Ontario.
Jason Young. He ended up in the UFC. Go down.
Yep. Against George B.
Dean Amisinger. He was in the UFC.
Matt McGrath.
He was.
He's up there.
Yeah. Jason Sago was in the UFC.
Yep. Misha Serkinov,
dude.
Joel Powell was really decent too. Brand Dewsbury.
Actually, Joel Powell died.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he did die.
And Brand Dewsbury was another guy that was kind of.
Joel Powell had, I think, a brain aneurysm, and he was.
Apparently, they went him, Alan Wilson, who another guy that passed away too.
Right.
They all went down to like Puerto Rico or some shit, and then they came back, and then what's his face died. Joel Powell died.
I know.
And then a couple of weeks later, Alan Wilson died. No idea why.
Really, that's fucked.
Just out of nowhere.
It's sad, man.
Literally just passed away. And this kid too, Brand Dewsbury, he was like a main training
with a 5-fight win streak. Unreal.
So he went to school. He's super young, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's supposed to fight Teddy Ash.
29. Yeah, he's supposed to fight him in 2019. This was going to be his comeback fight. I'm not entirely sure why he pulled out, but that showed this was only in December that he pulled out. So it's seeming like he might be coming back still.
Good for him,
right? But look at that crazy win streak, 5-fight winning streak coming into the.
That guy Sergey Yuskevich was in score fighting.
Mr. Keelhook.
He was in score fighting series.
Ryan Dixon was another big name.
Click on Sergey for a sec.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything for a while now.
No.
He won the Hard Knocks title, and then he just like.
I'll show you a crazy fight. Go down.
Cody Wilson. John Mershart. Oh,
yeah, he fought
the Forrest Pets fight.
The Forrest Pets fight was one of the best fights.
I think it's on YouTube as well.
Dude, that fight was fucking. Actually, I have the DVD. I have the DVD.
Yeah?
I have that DVD.
Nice.
That fight was fucking sick.
It was insane. It was
great
really
fight.
Good.
Definitely go watch that fight, guys. Forrest Pets versus Sergey Yuskevich, Score Fighting Series 4.
That was very
fun. Great fight. Dude, 8 years ago. How did the years go by so fast?
Time is just flying. That was at a Hamilton Place there too, which was a great venue for it.
That was a good venue, eh?
That was a great venue.
Watching fights there.
You see Josh Hill always bringing his crowd out.
Yeah.
Him and Alexander Ricci. Alessandro Ricci.
Yeah.
Biggest crowds always.
Yeah.
That's why we love having them on the cards.
Alex?
Ricci, I don't think he's fighting anymore.
Too bad.
He has a gym up in Vaughan somewhere.
Right. It's one of those things that get to the UFC, you don't make it, and it's at that point, what are you gonna do? Like
Urgis kind of said this though. A lot of people kind of just say, I made it to the UFC, I made it to the pinnacle, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Urgis is like, no, I want to get to the UFC and then I want to be champion.
There,
I want to be, I want to get to the top level.
Yeah.
That kid, I would highly suggest you go back and watch that interview I did with him.
Yeah.
Different mindset, man. Because
he?
He was born in Albania. And then Albanian, European immigrant strength, this kid, right?
Yeah.
Super fun to talk to. He has his own podcast as well that he does.
Cool.
But dude, I want you to get like more into like the regional scene again, man.
Yeah,
like I know you're really wrapped up with like BJPen.com.
I'm so busy, dude. It's crazy.
So much.
I have no free time.
So kind of lay it out there for me. Is there like a typical day in like Adam Martin's life now in terms of being, working for him, BJPen and working for MMA Oddsbreaker?
Yeah.
Like you do that podcast that you do every single day,
right?
For Oddsbreaker, right?
Yeah.
Are there certain like criteria that you have to fill for them, or is it just like this is what happens?
It's like basically news, or I get a lot of like leeway what I want to do, like a lot of creative control.
Like, do you wake up at like 8 o'clock and then like 9 o'clock you're like, all right, I'm gonna record it.
Exactly.
I'll get it out. That's done.
First thing I do in the morning. Well, I do my things and then
I do my human shit.
Yeah, I do my human shit. Exactly. That's exactly what I do. And then I write the script, and then I go in, or not really write the script, more like just the bullet points I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
Get it going. It's slowly growing. I mean, it's hard, dude. As you know, it's hard to create like a following, like
for sure.
And even me, as someone who's been around for a long time, it's still tough. There's so much competition, but it's slowly growing. I'm slowly getting more regulars now.
Yeah.
Guys are showing up every day now, asking questions, which is sweet.
That always helps with content.
It does help.
Right?
It does help. It's nice to have just to talk and get the back and forth going with the fans. But yeah, that, and then honestly, as soon as that's done, like I'm grinding right away, and like I'm looking for stuff to write about that's people missed, stuff that's gonna hit, because for BJ, we get basically like more money the more people read it.
Of course.
Right? So yeah.
It's per click.
It is.
That's pretty much all it is, right?
It is. Like, I'm not used to that, because
is that commission based then, or
not really commission based, just per click. I've never been used to that. I've always been like used to getting paid a flat rate. Yeah. Which is still good. Like Oddsbreaker pays like flat, per article. But or per podcast or whatever it is. And then with that, it's nice to get paid to do the podcast, by the way. That is nice. For sure. Am I getting paid a ton? No, but I'm getting paid enough that it's like definitely worth my while.
Of course.
I'm not getting paid $30 million like Joe Rogan, which is crazy, by the way.
That's the goal for this one.
You know what I mean? But I'm getting paid enough to, to sustain myself, which is nice from talking about MMA, which is, dude, it's sweet, right? Like, who gets to do that?
That's exactly.
But,
sorry, do you guys do ads or anything like that?
Oddsbreaker right now has a lot of ads on the website.
Through your podcast or anything like that? No. Nothing associated with it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is that something that you've looked at or wanted to?
The one website I post that podcast to called Anchor FM.
Okay.
They do give money based on putting an ad, like they'll splice an ad in. Okay. But it's only available to Americans. So Canadians don't get it. So it sucks because it's like extra income, but it's not a big deal, know. But yeah, so the typical day would be the podcast would be the first thing, and then it's just grinding, and then I mean, but I get breaks too. Like it's not like I'm just sitting there all day,
looking for something to.
There is a lot of writing and a lot of looking. It is, but it's good. Like, especially when it's like a big, like an article really hits well. Yeah, then it's nice. Then it's like worth your while. But there's articles that don't do well, and it's like, I didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, that bought me a coffee. But there's other ones. There's other ones where it's like, whoa.
This is my phone bill or some shit, or like
more than that sometimes, dude. Some of them are like, some could be really good.
Interesting.
Some could be.
I'm trying to find like ways of monetizing it, but I don't want it to be like overly like
it's tough,
like
a
NASCAR type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be that, but I have been in touch with somebody called like Podcorn. I don't know if you've heard about them. They actually reached out to me, but I think it's more so like a mass thing. But they provide a platform for people to. Like podcasters to talk to ads or advertisers pretty much. So they say, okay, you're in the sports thing. Right. These are the ones that may have a good coupling with your podcast. So here's what they want. Yeah. Give them a little bit of a pitch. Yeah. If they approve it, you can use it on the next episode or whatever it is. So it kind of PayPal you back and forth. You can set your rates.
It's good.
And I'm going to mess around with that a little bit. Like I don't want to fucking advertise ball wash or anything like that. I know. But like they had like some cool ones that like a beard gang or something like that. I have a nice little beard too, so I can hopefully they hit me up with like a little bit of a product or something so I can like talk about it or something.
It's something I need to look into a little bit more. Like I have, but it's something
that's what it's going to come down to. But even YouTube revenue is kind of something that I want to look at. Right. But like you have to have 1,000 subscribers first. I'm closing in on 800.
Obviously it's Nick's for sure thing, so he's going to get the money. But he ends up paying me for it. So
yeah, But I'm intrigued in terms of how much revenue that's actually going to bring in.
You have a Patreon, right?
I do have a Patreon.
How's that going?
Like I pushed it really hard at the beginning of November. Yeah. When 244 came out, but then in terms of like committing to all the things I was saying that I was going to be able to do for Patreon was really tough with the limited amount of time I've already have. Because I work downtown.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So I take the GO train, go downtown. I actually work in the music industry.
Oh.
So I do, we're pretty much the middleman between the record labels and the publishers. So we ensure that the record labels pay us so that we can pay out the publishers. And it's all for like mechanical licensing and all that type of stuff. Right. Very cool, fun stuff. Like where the material is cool, but in terms of sitting at a cubicle and like staring at a screen for like 8 hours, that's kind of the job. So I try to like sneak in like my tape study where I'll like minimize the small screen. I'll watch some fights and stuff. Thankfully with the indexing that me and Yusuf have been doing as well, like I just pull up that page. That's going pretty well too now too. Man. So that's another kind of source of income that I'm looking. Patreon I'm still working on. Like I've changed it up now where I'm doing final thoughts videos right before the event. I'm doing an article where I do best bets. So for every single fight, I'll say this, you either should hit this dog or you should hit this over under, whatever the fuck it is. This is the bet for that, best bet for that. And then I do early leans. Like I'll let everybody on there know like, okay, UFC Auckland's coming up. I'm thinking about Hallfeld or whoever the fuck it is, right? So I'm trying to find ways that I can still put content onto Patreon because it's $5 a month. You know, it's not the most, but I still need to make it worthwhile for some people. So I have like 3 subscribers right now, which isn't too fucking bad. It's something.
It's extra money, dude.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm looking at it as. But I'm trying to get to that point where I can start supplementing it and I can leave that 9 to 5 so that I can just focus on this purely. Because even like trying to get ready for the podcast I do where I talk about the breakdowns and stuff and like try to break down every single fight. It's a lot of work to look at these last 3 fights for each fighter or whatever if I have to dig even deeper, right? That's where the tape index really helps me out in terms of I just got to click on the fucking fight and it's all there. Thing,
or is that just separate?
That's separate through my man's Newsom's website. And we just do $4 a month.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you just like get all the fights. We do it pretty much 4 weeks ahead. So there's all the cards.
PayPal?
I believe he has it set up through PayPal.
He's doing it? Okay.
He's doing it. He's taking care of all of it. And then we just do it afterwards, the splitting and all that.
That's good, man.
I'm just finding avenues. Like I'm trying to find a way to get away from this 9 to 5. Right? Yeah. So, and this thing is always a positive. It's just, there's always a positive trend. More followers, more viewers, more subscribers. So I'm like, if I'm continuously improving and I'm seeing the love that is continuously growing, I might as well continue to run with it. Like this setup. Close to $1,000 now in terms of like everything that I have to put together.
Man. It's way more fancy than what I'm doing.
Yeah. You know? But the funny thing is when I was thinking about this setup, the idea of having in-studio guests never really crossed my mind.
Right.
Because I thought I
thought about that myself.
Yeah, I just had it was me and my best friend Tony. Like we talk about fights all the time. I'm like, come over to my house the day after the fights and we can just talk about it and we'll release the podcast.
When me and James started the Party Shop podcast, that's exactly how we started it. You know,
exactly. We're gonna talk about it anyway. Let's just record it.
Yeah, I think it was me that brought it up. I'm like, James, why don't we do a podcast? He's like, yeah, sure. And then we just started doing it and it became something good for both of us. And obviously that's turned into his career, man. I mean, that's what he's doing like full time.
He's killing it too.
Yeah, he's doing well.
He's doing really, really well.
He's doing well. I know that he wants
I hate that he went to Vancouver though.
Yeah, I know, nice right? I know he wants to, I know he would have been a good guest. I know he wants to do more like interviews because he was doing so many interviews, especially back
a lot
with like Oddsbreaker and when he first got to the score. It's changed up a little bit now. I can't speak for him, but just from what I've talked to him, he's doing something new now where he is able to do them. But he'd like to like just focus on that. But you know what? I think we both understand it's you gotta listen to what your bosses say too. So if they're like, we want this kind of content instead, you gotta do what they say.
I feel like they kind of like gave him the ball and let him run with it. For sure, right? Like that was
again. I can't speak for him. You have to talk to him yourself. But I just know that it's not as much creative control as he did have at the beginning. But I think from what I think their expectations are too high for him because I remember looking at his YouTube numbers, they're insane. Like some of his videos do like, dude, some of them did like 1 million views.
Damn.
Like some of his Pro Picks videos, so he's killing it. In my opinion. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm lucky if I do like a few hundred, for my podcast. Like, I'd like for it to be more, man. Obviously, I'm trying my best.
Cracking 1,000 too, so dude, I know exactly what you mean.
It's tough, right?
Yeah.
You're doing good. You're doing really good. Then
I'm trying.
You're killing it.
But only the Lockcast episodes where I'm breaking down fights.
Right.
Those ones get close to 1,000. These ones are slowly getting up to like 200, 250.
That's good though, man.
I'm trying. Like I'm trying to get in as many different guests, and we're kind of lucky though. At least I'm kind of lucky. Where in the Toronto area, I'm pretty close to a lot of people that are within the industry, and for me, it's Twitter personalities. It's anybody that's inside the MMA bubble of Twitter or any way possible, or even not just MMA, combat sports. My first ever guest was RG from Grants MMA. I had him as my first guest. I wanted him to be my first guest because he has stories galore. Like that guy
You're
is
gonna bring
one of
some
the best.
fighters in. Have you thought about that?
I am. So I had Urgus come in.
Yeah, Urgus, yeah.
I have a couple other fighters that I don't want to really talk about right now, but I'm going to have other guys come in.
MMA fighters or?
MMA fighters. I have somebody coming in. No, I don't want to spill the beans yet. But
okay. Oh shit.
I have not the hugest names, but one that I'm like really proud to get. And then I had Fernanda Proches come in. She was visiting her sister down here in Toronto, so she came by. I'm trying to get some of the MMA fighting guys that are in Toronto as well. Just
okay.
I talked to Nick as well from Score. He might be coming by because he's doing Score down here. That's so right. We're lucky that we have all these people in this space.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, Toronto's like it's kind of a hotbed for it.
There's a lot of people here.
Yeah, for sure. And more now than there was. Because when I started, man, there was very few guys.
Oh,
there was like,
for sure.
It was like Morrow and like Robin Black, obviously.
Ramdeen.
John Ramdeen. From Fight Network. Fight Network was, they were there. Robin's a great guy, though. Every time I met him, he's super nice.
Oh, I've had like bruise on bruise with this guy because we used to do Score fighting shows together. I really like
Robin. He's
super awesome,
super nice.
That's another guy I'm trying to not.
First time I met him at the Score when he used to do the MMA show with Morrow and the TV.
Yep,
super nice, very welcoming.
He's very genuine. Like
he's a super good guy. He really is.
I helped him out with his 5-round show a little bit. Like I would like get statistics and stuff for them and do that for him. But I'm trying to get like any and everybody. Even Brito was actually the guy that me and him are weirdly Facebook friends. But that was coming from our Score fighting series days, right?
You should get Valtellini in, man. That'd be a good one.
That's another guy. Like I want to. I feel like I'm slowly like I just started doing this in January, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like as I continue to add guests
last
in
January.
studio. No, like literally last month.
Oh, wow.
Only in studio guests.
Oh, I see.
So like you're like my 6th guest or something like that, right?
That's good.
But I've been doing podcasting for like the last 2 years. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
But I try to record them at like this one's going to come out on Wednesday. Today's Sunday, right? But I try to record them at least a month or a week in advance, so I have time to put them all together, edit it, do all the audio and all that stuff. I do all of it.
It's coming on Wednesday.
Why
don't we talk about? You want to talk about that card coming up?
We can talk about that.
Go to it.
We'll go for at least another half hour or so.
We don't have to break it down. Or
no. Let's talk about what's going on with it.
Pull it up here.
Let's see. Dan Hooker.
Yeah, for sure.
We actually got lucky because last night was in a UFC event and we got one that's coming up that will actually be relevant once people start watching this. So let's pull up that. Let's pull that up.
Yeah, so people on Wednesday will see it. I know you haven't did your
I do that tomorrow. Yeah. I record that podcast normally on Tuesdays.
That's a good fight, though. I like this fight.
Felder and Hooker is a perfectly timed fight for both guys.
5 and 6 in the world, eh? It's a good fight. I don't know. It's pretty evenly matched.
I think I'm ultimately going to stay away from the fight in terms of betting.
I agree. I kind of agree.
I don't see a reason as to why I need to bet one side or the other.
I'll tell you this though. I think that fight ends inside the distance. I don't think it goes 5.
Really?
I don't think it's going 5.
Ooh, that's intriguing for me. I feel like Felder's a little bit more.
Click on Dan Hooker.
That's the thing though. I think Felder is the ingredient in this matchup that will make it go 5 rounds.
Possibly, but look at Hooker. Like he's been like to do decisions in his career. That fight with Ike Winter, 3 rounds.
Yep.
The Jason Knight fight, and that's it. I think go down. And then Rodriguez. Okay, so maybe more. His losses, he goes to decision.
Yeah.
So 4 decisions though in like 25 fights. That's not many.
I feel like Felder just plays it a little bit more safe.
He could.
Right.
Go down.
Decision.
Look at that streak there was nice.
Oliveira one was very impressive though. Mm-hmm. That one was some shit. Stevie Ray knockout was nice. Poor Alex Ricci, my boy. Want to grab
another beer for us?
My boy. Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's do another one of them. This thing's done. Thanks, man.
No worries.
There you go.
I should have stayed on top of that.
No, it's okay. I just noticed. I'm running out here, man.
Usually I'm on top of that. Fuck. All right. Yeah, no, he has a decent streak. I'm intrigued by that. I don't think they have a line on that currently in terms of fight. On fight doesn't go to decision. I'm talking about.
Can you check? Maybe it's come out so far.
Let's see.
Best fight, of course. That's one of your bookmarks, eh?
Oh yeah. Look at that.
There's a prop.
Fight doesn't go to decision. Minus 130. Minus 110 for fight doesn't go to decision.
I don't think it's going to full 5, man.
Interesting.
I don't there's just too much.
I love me some violence bets. I love those unders. That's kind of my shit.
I love it too. I don't know. It's a tough fight to call. I mean, I know you don't want to spoil your pick or whatever, but this fight could go.
Oh no, I don't care. I freely talk about my picks.
Are you leaning towards Felder then? You are?
I'm leaning towards Felder. I think I might end up, but I do want to still run the tape and stuff. I gotta lean
towards Hooker a little bit. Just a little bit younger and.
I was talking about this earlier with Tony as well when I was doing my Combatosseurs episode. He's like Hooker. He's talking about lock of the night Hooker.
You know what? This is actually a tough card to bet. I was looking at it today.
I think what I'm going to be going with is actually I'm going to pay the juice on Yan Jianan.
She does probably win that fight. Carolina is very...
she's falling
on the decline right now.
I think that's like the safest there's a bit of juice on it, minus 250-ish.
Right.
I'm okay with that with being this confident with Yan.
There's this guy, Magomed Mustafayev. Click on his 115. Click on that. Look at the.
What was the opener here?
Opened. Should show it. Click on his. Oh, okay, minus
195.
Yeah, but Bet Online opened it minus 425.
I do like.
I think he probably does win, right?
Who's he fighting? Riddell. I like Riddell.
I like Riddell too, but his defense leaves a lot to be desired.
That is true.
You know,
he does get hit, and Mustafayev has some hands.
Not the best card.
Oh no! This one is definitely a step down. The Tyson Nam line is very intriguing to me. Plus 230.
Line's a little high for Care France. He's pretty good though.
He's hittable. Like he has a lot of power in his hands.
Last fight with Moreno, he got hit a lot. In that
fight. So I think that Nam has the chops to actually strike with him and pose more of an issue than a plus 230 should. Right?
Yeah, I think so. But I thought the same thing in the last fight with Sergio Pettis. I'm like, don't bet on Pettis, and he ends up just beating him really easily, right?
Oh, against Nam?
Yeah, go down. Let's look at some other cards here.
Benavidez and Figueiredo. What do you
think about that fight? Dude, honestly, I think Davison has a chance to win. He's good. Man.
I agree. I wouldn't bet on the fight at that current line, minus 150 and plus 130.
I wouldn't. Look at Felicia Spencer's line, minus 750. Is she really even that good? Like, I don't know.
She's better than
fighting a
Zara.
really bad fighter, though, eh?
Yeah. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I made a little bit of a poke on that Zara chick when she fought Megan last time.
How fucked up is it that these girls, Spencer Anderson, might get a title shot of wins over Zara Ferrin, Dos Santos, and Norma Dumont? Who's Norma Dumont?
You know the whole 145
division sucks.
No, the 145 experiment has gone from making this a Chris Cyborg division to the Megan Anderson division. That's what it's kind of getting to. I think they're just
Felicia Spencer division.
She goes out there and chokes Anderson.
He was raving about her after the last fight, even though she got her ass kicked.
By Cyborg.
What a great chin. It's like, whenever you say someone has a good chin, it's probably got their ass kicked.
No.
Yeah, it should be an interesting card.
I want them to let Megan get another win. That's going to be 2 straight wins for her. Launch her up into a title shot.
She should win that fight. If you want to talk about laying juice, that guy Ankalaev, that's a guy to look at too. He's very good.
That is another fight I was looking at as well. That's something I'm going to. That's a lock of the night potential that I'm looking at as well.
I would say Anderson and him should win, right?
Yeah,
you could parlay them.
I don't like betting Anderson though.
I don't like it either. You know what? Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't ever do it.
You can't lay juice on her.
Go
down.
What else we got here?
Go to the next pay-per-view.
I wanted to bet Mike Davis as well over
Mike
Giga.
Davis, yeah, he
but really he pulled out. He pulled out though.
He did?
Yeah.
When?
Within the last couple of days.
Oh, no
that
way.
fight's not happening.
Yeah. I mean, Chicken Deezy, I had him in the last fight against Davis.
Yeah.
He won the fight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy, Alex Munoz. You should keep your eye on him too. He's a really good prospect. I know Pena's good, but Munoz is.
He actually beat the guy. Yeah, his last fight, he beat the guy that's fighting Jesse Ronson in Kitchener.
Oh, did he?
Troy Lamson.
Right.
That was it was. It was. Fuck! I was looking for a fight.
He beat Nick Newell in Contender Series. And
yeah.
And
you're
he beat Lamson in Hawaii. You're right.
Yeah, that was a looking for a fight one.
But he beat Nick Newell in Contender Series.
Luis Pena. That's decent. Brady and Nardiev. I'm staying away from that fight as well.
Yeah, Nardiev is impressive, but Brady he's good prospect. He beat McGee.
Yeah. That was impressive.
This card's fucking dope.
248 is on some shit.
I wish I could go to this one too.
Yeah, dude. One of my friends is going out to it. Lucky bastard. But
man, I don't know what to say about this fight. It's.
Do you lay the dog money on Yoel at plus 200?
I've been thinking about this fight the last few days. I'm starting to think he has a better chance than a lot of us think. Like, I think the line's a little off. Listen, I've been on SR on every fight in the UFC so far. I've been on every fight since he's been in the UFC. I was heavy on him against Whitaker. I was like, this guy's going to win for sure. But Romero presents so many different dangers, man, with the wrestling and the knockout power. He's just a freak, dude.
The way he closes the distance, too, is... And crazy. We've seen Adesanya get hit.
He's been KO'd.
So, yeah, exactly. We've seen KO'd before, too.
The line's fair. Because people will bet on him, but don't make that your lock of the night.
Oh fuck no, definitely not, definitely not. No, honestly, I haven't even skimmed this card.
For lock of the night, my boy
Edmund Shabazian. I don't know.
Sean O'Malley should win too, but the layoff scares me.
Give me Vieira inside the distance.
Well, yeah, look at the line 750.
It's probably going to be like minus 200 inside the distance.
Mark Madsen, that guy's
minus 230 against Austin Hubbard. Not bad. I like a Dana Batgirl.
Batgirl, yeah.
I don't mind him. I'm not going to bet him here, but
he's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, his striking is not that bad.
Last fight.
Yeah, his striking is. I think he fought Haile Latong that night.
Yeah, he did. China.
Benio Dariush against Jakar close. I'm thinking about a possible dog play on Jakar Close.
I'm starting to think so, but it's like, I bet against Beneil every fight because his chin's not very good.
Oh,
and he's been winning a lot of fights.
I actually had him as my lock of the night against fucking Drew Dober. I lucked out there. I know. I fucking lucked out there.
I know. And Dober's looked really good.
Another one that I think that I lucked out on was Askarov against Brandon Moreno.
Yeah.
I had Askarov, right? And it was a draw. I'm like,
that fight could have. Yeah, that was
easy, Brandon. That was a Moreno
push
fight.
is always good in that kind of a fight. Yeah.
Right? Moreno won that shit.
Go down?
Oh man, I wish we got Movsar against Douglas Silva.
That was an easy bet.
I'm high on Movsar. That probably was going to be lock of the night if I'm not mistaken.
He would have won that fight. Douglas Silva's actually a pretty good fighter.
But this one against Jamal Emmers, I'm a little bit skeptical on this one.
Is decent.
He has good enough grappling to make this a little bit more competitive. So I did see the line dropped at minus 320-ish, and now he's up to minus 276. So I understand the line movement there. I'll probably stay away from this fight because I get you can have your feelings and stuff in fights when you're betting or anything like that, but I don't want to bet against my guy against Movsar. I use Pinnacle, Bookmaker, and Sportbet. Those are like my three go-tos.
Sportbet's 5 times.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they usually have the lines first.
Pinnacle's not bad.
The limits are a little bit low, but whatever. Same shit.
Yeah. Well, you just wait till it changes, then you hit it again.
Yeah, exactly. But I love Movsar. He's always going to be like one of my money trains. Duran win against Gerald Mearshart, not bad.
I gotta think about that one more. Look at this. This fight's good too.
Charles Oliveira against Kevin Lee. I don't know where I want to bet here.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Don't make it your luck of the
night. I like Kevin Lee actually on first thought because we see Charles breaks. He breaks.
But he's looked great.
He's looked great.
Dude, he's knocking guys out now.
Who's he knocking out?
Nick Lentz. Didn't he knock out? Lentz is pretty tough.
He tapped him. Oh, actually, no way. I think that was a GMP.
He knocked out Jared Gordon. I know these guys are like average fighters.
I think Kevin Lee is like his.
Kevin Lee just knocked out Gregor with like one of the best head kicks last year.
Gregor was my lock of the night.
Dude, I thought he'd win too. I was surprised.
Cody showed me one of his bet slips for that fight, and it was rough.
It happens.
Very, very rough.
Look at this one, Burns and Maya.
Staying away from that one, but so actually, no, wait. I wouldn't mind putting a little bit of money on Maya.
The line seems off, right?
Plus 165. I thought it'd be a little bit closer to even.
I agree.
What the fuck? What's the movement on this?
It's going up, but it might go
open
down.
minus 150. Now he's at minus 190. That's weird. I think people are just going to be like, "Yo, he's just a younger one, probably better jiu-jitsu at this point."
My boy Johnny Walker.
Yes,
he wins, right?
Should win that fight.
He's training at TriStar.
I don't buy into that.
No,
I don't buy into that. I think that people look into that too much.
What, training camps?
Training camps.
Okay, yeah.
Like certain training camps.
You know what? You're right.
I think it's a little bit over-exaggerated.
I don't think he was training that hard wherever he was before.
And he had that spat with his coach as well too. Right, I'm sure you saw that too.
Blamed him for the last loss.
He has physically and like genetically, he has all the fucking talent to do it.
He's bigger than me. I met him in Brazil last year. We had dinner together.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we did. It was awesome.
He's
taller
massive,
than me, dude. He's taller than me.
And he's just fucking thick.
He's huge.
Like he's so massive.
I like Johnny Walker. I'll always be a fan of him because honestly, he treated me so nice. He was so cool.
The play here would probably be the under, no?
I think that fight does not go the distance. There's no chance.
The difference between an under and fight doesn't go to decision is going to be huge.
You think?
Yeah. I think it would be like
1.5.
I think under 1.5 would be like minus 160 or something.
It's like minus 350 or something.
For like minus 400 for fight doesn't go to decision, right?
You're right, but I wouldn't risk it.
Minus 1.5 is still.
I always get scared because, like, just say it's like 1 second after, then you're like,
I know. That's the shitty part. I'd rather wait for the 2.5.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Moreno against Formiga. I like Formiga there.
Yeah, he's good.
I know Moreno's been looking really good too.
I like this fight, man.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
I love Leon Edwards.
All right. We're on the same boat.
I think you're locking it, right?
I think I'm going to... I don't know about... I'll go deep on him, but not lock of the night.
I think you have to.
I wouldn't go lock of the night deep on him, but I would go at least
you think Willie's going to take him down?
He might, but I don't think he'll be able to keep him down.
Not for 5 rounds, man. No. Edwards has good takedown defense. His wrestling is really good. His striking's better.
The only two things that have pissed me off the most in the last 2 years or last year or so is you got to beat the champ to be the champ. Yeah. This is Dominic Reyes, John Jones bullshit, and Woodley not showing up for his Kamaru Usman fight.
Oh my God, it was bad.
Shut the fuck up! I did too. I bet easily on Usman was like plus 180 or something like that. It was ridiculous. I'm like, what are you guys seeing?
I know.
Where's Woodley's activity?
I know.
You think he's going to land one bomb on Kamaru Usman and always win all these rounds?
Since then. It's been a year.
Yeah.
What about this fight?
Edwards is tough for him. Oh, Rosenstriking. If you're going to bet this fight, you got to bet Rosenstrike.
You think?
You got to.
Man, I think
above plus 220.
I've been on him for all his fights, including the Overeem fight, which was a lucky win. It was a lucky win. He was going to lose that fight.
For that one? Yeah.
Come on, it was 4 seconds away.
I know. That was
maybe when I was on the wrong side.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the right side because he was going to lose that fight.
But like considering Rosenstrike's like striking credentials, to go up against Francis Ngannou, who obviously probably has the better knockout power.
Yeah.
But like at those odds, you got to think the value's got to be on Rosenstrike.
The fight's not going the distance, right? Yeah. It's going to be like minus 800.
Dude, bro, did I tell you about my fucking story about Ngannou and Lewis?
Oh, I had Lewis in that fight, dude.
I had Derek Lewis. Lock of the night fight doesn't go to decision. I got it early. This was when I was betting a little bit lower too. I got it at like minus 285 or something.
Lewis at like plus 400, man.
Bro, I had a 13 leg parlay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Inside of it, Alima Leigh McFarlane to win inside the distance. She choked out her friend. Yeah. Daniel Cormier inside the distance against Stipe Miocic, finishes him in the first round. Plus a couple baseball picks, a couple other things. It was like $15 to win $8K. And the only one that doesn't hit is Lewis and Ngannou.
That's why parlays are hard to win.
Fuck. I remember you hit a big MLB one back in the day.
I've hit some big ones.
I remember you hit a huge one. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
I hit a big one for baseball like back in the day.
I remember that one. I was like, you bitch, hit me with your picks, bro. Hit me with your picks. I'm trying to pay off a student loan over here.
I know. Yo, Jorgen De Castro is another guy looking at this card.
Oh, that's an easy dog play right there.
Right? He's good.
That's an easy dog play. And his line is getting better. What the fuck was the line before? Come on.
I like De Castro.
Minus 1.
He went favorite.
Wow.
Which is right, I think.
And I can't believe the money came in on...
Well, I will say this. It was right in the sense that he probably should win, but the sportsbook should know that people are going to bet on Hardy. Because he's popular,
for sure.
Right? You got to remember that. It's not always... like Nick,
it's a popularity vote.
It is. It's not always about who they think's going to win, dude. They have to keep the line balanced. They want to get two-way action.
Floyd Mayweather against Conor McGregor, minus 300. Floyd Mayweather.
That was the easiest bet of all time. I can't believe people were betting on Conor in that fight.
I even liked the inside the distance.
Were you at the press conference?
No, I didn't go.
Oh, that was so sick.
You went?
Yeah.
Bitch.
That was dope. I know. That was so dope. You know what's crazy? Ticketmaster, they released the tickets, I think, a few days before. They're like, gave out tickets. You can have the 4 tickets. I grabbed 4 tickets. It was free. Yeah. Free.
First come, first serve.
I took my buddy on it for his birthday present. He was like in love with me after. He's like, "Oh man, you're the best buddy."
Dude, it was the best stop on that tour.
Selling that 2 tickets for $100 to some guy. I was like, "How did I get money for these?"
Wow.
Like I wanted them. He's like, "I'll take those tickets." I was like, "Fuck, you can have them, man."
Dude, like that was probably the best stop on the tour.
So dope.
The crowd, the Toronto crowd is always the best fucking crowd.
Not to get away from this, but dude, are they gonna do Manny versus Conor? I think they might do it at some point. I'm not saying now.
Well, you got to think that the fact that he signed with Paradigm is a little bit of a hint,
it's got to be, right?
Now, my question is going to be...
Does Conor win?
No, Conor doesn't win. Come on, dude.
I'm joking. He doesn't win.
Fuck Adam.
No, Manny boxes the shit out of him.
Easily.
I think Manny might beat Floyd in a rematch, to be honest with you. First fight was...
Could have happened.
By the way, the first fight was garbage.
Yeah.
One of the worst
That was
fights.
like the biggest stinker of all time.
It was terrible.
$100 for the pay-per-view as well. Right? Remember that shit? I went down. I
watched it on a legal stream. I watched it. It's funny because I was working in the Toronto store at the time. That's the other place I used to work at.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Can you cover this fight tonight?" I'm like, "Sure." And I'm like, "You guys going to pay for the pay-per-view?" They're like, "Oh, you can find it yourself." I was like, "Really? Okay."
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I was like, "Okay, no problem." Sitting there watching. Dude, when I used to work at the Star, I don't want to say this right now, but I'll say
whatever. They're not going to see it.
I used to work weekends, so it was brutal because like I obviously wanted to be at home or watch the fights with my friends or just chill. But I had a little TV beside my computer and I had 2 screens. I would always have fucking a baseball game on this one and the UFC on this one, dude, and then my work in the middle.
Wow.
Of course. Why not, right?
Trying to stay awake.
Dude, I loved it.
We have it hard on the East Coast, okay?
I was there till I was working till I worked till 12.
Yeah.
So I need something to keep me up. There were some times where I'd stay late just because I wanted to see what would happen in the fight and stuff. But I remember it was hard to work there sometimes because sometimes the card wouldn't be on the TV that I had and I couldn't find a stream, so I'd have to I used to tape them at home and I would do my best to stay away from Twitter and be like, I don't want to see
I know, that's always the toughest.
Dude, and there's some brutal ones. I remember one time when Gustafsson fought Rumble.
Oh yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna tape this one, I'll watch it when I get home from work, right? And I remember there was a TV in the office and I saw fucking Rumble knock him out. I'm like, no, why did I get spoiled? And I had Gus heavy in a parlay that night too.
Damn.
It was brutal. Yeah.
Oh.
That was brutal.
That was a tough beat.
That was fun though. When I used to, he got knocked out.
Very fucking bad.
It was fun when when I used to where I would bet and then have no idea what would happen, and then go home and watch. The problem was like especially when I was watching the fights and getting into live betting. Live betting screws you up a little bit too. You know,
I feel like that I haven't really taken full advantage of it or anything like that.
it can
but
be
I
good
feel
and
like
bad.
it can be really good
because sometimes you get a little too like, okay, this guy's going to lose, and then he might end up still winning, or vice versa. So
do you find yourself chasing at that point?
you can,
yeah.
But you can also buy back if you think you're going to lose.
Touche.
And
that's true.
Make up for your loss. So
there's a lot of fights where like after the first round, you really know how it's kind of going to go, right?
Especially if a guy's known for gassing or something.
And you got to hope that you're going up against a pretty shitty trader that doesn't really know how the fight's going to play off. Going off from this, right? Aspinalled against Juliana Pena, I should say. Yeah, no, I like the minus 150 on Aspinalled. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, but I might be a little bit skeptical. Actually, Pena's not that bad at the grappler. It's a tough one to call. I don't even know what that. We missed Garbrandt, so that's a pretty good fight too. Yeah, dude, that is a good one.
Chin is not very good.
I wouldn't mind taking the small shot on a Sunsao. I think so
too, though. Sorry,
that's not a bad line. Plus 140.
Okay, now here we go. It'd be even Tony. Plus 220 on Tony. Yeah?
Oh, okay, so it's gotten better. I'm definitely hitting Ferguson.
Really good, eh?
Definitely hitting Ferguson. Dude, overall as a card, what is it? UFC 249.
Solid.
That's why I'm even more excited to go to this fucking card.
So you haven't got them?
I haven't gotten them yet, but it's looking like we're actually gonna fucking go. Just based on the hints that I've been getting. Starting from the bottom, Sijara Eubanks against Sarah Moraes. Don't really give a shit. Common Worthy against Otman Azatar. I'm intriguing. I like that fight. Just finished Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Ben Rothwell against Gian Vellante.
What a weird fight.
It's like the Latifi and Derek Lewis fight that we just got, right? Thing. You gotta hope that Ben Rothwell actually goes out there and beats Gian Vellante. I'm not the bit highest on that. Lyman Good against Bilal Muhammad. That's a fucking fight. I'm sure you're a huge Bilal Muhammad fan, right? Is that fair to say? The guy's awesome though. He's cool. No, he's awesome. His Twitter game is fucking awesome. Jacare Souza against Uriah Hall. Amazing fight there.
Jacare though, right?
I don't know. I wouldn't bet that. I don't think I'm going to fight that.
Is Hall a dog? I had Hall against.
I think Hall is a dog.
Yeah, I had him against Carlos Jr. in the last fight. He was a big dog.
I had Carlos Jr. there.
Did you? Oh, I had Hall. Man, I was like, it was such a close fight.
He looked really good. Fortis MMA as well.
Yeah, I know. That's
great guys down there. Shamil Abduri came up against Cyril Gane.
How good is that guy, Cyril Gane?
Yo, his first ever pro fight for TKO.
Yeah, I know.
Like I forgot where it was. A fight night of theirs for a title.
Does he become UFC champion at one point? It's possible, right?
Absolutely. How old is he?
He's young, I think 29 maybe. Like for heavyweight it's young, 29.
29.
For heavyweight it's young, but how many fights do you have? 5, right?
Yeah.
5 or 6.
He just came into the fucking to MMA.
6
August 2018 first fight.
He looked really good. That fight with Dontel Mays where he submitted him with a heel.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
Who does that? Round. The Tanner Boser fight sucked, but Tanner Boser is kind of
He's tough.
He's tough, and he's just kind of the guy that makes fights boring. Like, he goes to the decision a lot.
Yeah.
You know, he is tough, though, you know?
This is a good test. I like how they're bringing him along, though. The Gane and Abdurakhimov fight. Yeah. Perfectly timed fight for both of them, at least.
Yeah, and Abdurakhimov is ranked, so it makes sense.
Carl Roberson against Mahmoud Muradov. Great fight.
Beast.
That's a TMT guy.
Knocked out Trevor Smith in brutal fashion.
That was nuts.
And he's a Floyd Mayweather guy, so Floyd's all in on this guy.
Jeremy Stevens against Calvin Kattar.
But you got Calvin.
Amazing fight.
Calvin Kattar.
Yes, I would have to agree with that.
I think Jeremy's kind of on the decline now.
Andrade against Namajunas. I'm happy that we're getting that fight too.
It's crazy, right?
This card is insane.
And Jessica finished her, but I don't know what to say about this fight. It's crazy. It's in Brooklyn where the bus incident happened. Was that 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, 223, I think it happened at. And then Nurmagomedov and Ferguson, dude. I know. I'm
so jacked for that fight.
So jacked for that fight. I'm on Ferguson's train, bro. I'm on that train.
Yo, what do you think? I didn't ask you about Bellator. Lima versus Mousasi.
That's a great fight.
That's so dope, eh?
That's a great fight. And somebody put out the statistic there. If Douglas Lima wins, 3 male fighters will have all the belts.
I saw that, yeah.
45, 55, 70, 85, and then all 5 and heavyweight.
I'd love to see Bader back in the UFC, by the way. It's too bad, eh? Because he's such a.
So he's 5-0 in Bellator right now. He's scheduled to fight Nemkov.
Vadim Nemkov, yeah.
Great challenge for him. I think if he goes out there and like dusts the next 2 or 3 guys, he stakes a claim to actually coming back to the UFC with a decent paycheck.
I'd love to see it, but I think he's going to stay with Bellator. They pay him so much when he fights lower level competition.
But don't you think that he would want to be that guy that like gets to capture the UFC belt as well? I feel like he's that type of guy. He's young enough.
He fought Jones 9 years ago, dude. People forget about that. It was 10 years ago. Like, give him another chance, you know?
UFC 126.
Yeah, it was 126.
How old is he, though?
Silver spell for 35, 36.
36. So, yeah, I think if he wants to make to the UFC, he's going to have to at least do it by the end of 2020.
Click on Bader for a second.
2021.
Look at this record recently, though. I think he's on a 10-fight win streak or something. So
no.
20-0. Okay, so not 10. 7 plus the no contest. So 8-fight beaten streak. It's pretty impressive though.
Very much.
Right?
And the loss was Rumble.
And Rumble's a monster. I can't wait to see Rumble get back.
Dude, he's slimming the fuck down,
That's
too.
the question. Is he coming
you saw that, right?
So 205.
It looks like it's 205 that he's coming back to.
Wow.
So maybe we'll end up getting that John Jones fight.
I would love to see Jones versus Rumble. But I think, honestly, I love Rumble, but he's kind of a guy like Charles Oliveira, man. He breaks. Mm-hmm. He breaks.
The second DC fight.
Oh my God, bro.
What the fuck happened there?
Bro, what was the one in Buffalo? Were you there? The one in Buffalo?
No, I didn't. I wasn't there for that one.
He broke.
He's tried out wrestling DC.
I know. It was
the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
So dumb. The first fight was, he knocked him down. I thought he was going to knock him out. I did pick
Rumble. Remember when he sent him across the cage or some
right?
shit? Yeah.
I think I picked Rumble in both fights. I'm pretty sure I did.
And whiffed on both of that.
I'm a big Rumble fan, though. I've been a big Rumble fan, though. He's such a beast.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, his demolishment of Lil Nog.
Yeah, I know.
Probably one of the most scariest ones. Even Glover Teixeira.
Glover.
Oh.
Glover.
But the Lil Nog one, though, he uppercutted him 3 times in a row against the cage.
I know.
There's no punch. Him and Francis Ngannou. If we ever get that fight, that's one thing that's why I'm a little bit upset.
Great fight.
I'm so upset that he is trimming down as much as he is because him jacked against fucking Ngannou.
When I saw those training pictures that came out a few months ago, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, this guy just did not give a fuck about the sauce.
Monster, eh?
I know I think him against Rumble would be the best fucking fight.
I know
that could be what Derek Lewis against him should have been.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
There's nothing that I really want to touch on other than how other people can find out about your shit.
Okay.
What else are they fucking doing? That's enough on your where you have your hands, what cookie jars you have your hands in, where people can find your shit.
Yeah.
Main squeezes are bjpen.com and MMA Oddsbreaker.
Yeah, you remember everything. You're good at this.
It's only 2 things, dude. I'm sure you do fucking everything else.
MMA Ratings.net. You forgot that
MMA Ratings.net.
Although I'm not sure what's going on there. Actually, that's the longest job I've ever had in my life. I've been there since October 2012.
Damn.
But Michael, it's a small website. We don't bring in a lot of revenue. So he's just not sure if it's sustainable at this point because, so we'll see what happens there. But all the respect in the world, Mike, because he's been paying me a paycheck steadily. Nice. Never missed a paycheck in 8 years.
Damn.
And that's tough.
That's respectable, especially for a lower level MMA website,
absolutely.
right?
I'm not saying he pays me a lot of money by any means, but it's something that I could use. Obviously.
You can rely on.
Absolutely, and he's been a good boss. But yeah, bjpen.com. Love those guys. They treat me so well. The thing about BJ is it was a laughing stock of the MMA news industry a few years ago.
Yeah.
It was a bad website. It was a website that had different talent, but the last few years they've really cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Great website now. Seriously. We do a good job there, I think. And it's really good. And then Oddsbreaker, of course, Nick. Nick, the man.
He just fucking followed me.
Did he?
Finally,
yes. I'm yes. Nick's the man, dude.
He's so cool. Anytime I've had any questions for him on Twitter or anything, he replies just like that.
He just moved to Vegas.
Where was he before?
He lived in Costa Rica for years when he worked for I think BetDSI and a few other sites. Okay. Then he moved to Dayton, Ohio. He was there for 5 or 6 years. And he just moved to Vegas because he got the job at the UFC. So
nice.
He's doing UFC on the line.
That's a job that you should move to Vegas for?
He was flying back and forth, dude, every week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's
holy shit.
Yeah.
They do it every fight week.
Yeah.
I've only caught one episode.
And Brendan Fitzgerald, the commentator,
and Gianni
John
or whatever,
the gambler, who gets he
gets some flack, but he actually has some decent results recently. So
dude, his results are actually better than I thought when I looked into it.
Yeah.
But he does get flack because I think, with the smile and everything. But to me, actually, I have no problem with Jonas. And Nick told me he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
I haven't met him by any means. People here's the truth, bro. And you'll start to realize this. People hate people that are successful.
Oh, absolutely.
People get so jealous.
No, dude. There is a lot behind the scenes within MMA Twitter in terms of people wanting to see other people fail.
It's sad.
But then say, I support this guy.
Isn't it sad?
It's kind of sad. It's a really you got to be very careful about who the fuck you consider as one of your true friends and stuff.
I agree.
There's only a few crop of guys that I truly trust. Z is one of those guys. Cody is one of those guys.
Yeah.
But you really got to watch yourself because other people they may say and retweet your shit and do all this type of stuff.
I know.
But then they'll be
a lot of people try to sabotage you out there, man.
It's not good. It's not a good industry. I'm glad I have guys like you and Cody and these guys. I can be I know I can rely on these guys and these guys won't be saying real bad.
I just don't care because I'm doing decently well for myself.
You're doing exactly what you need to do.
So I don't really care.
Right?
I actually like to see people do well.
Yeah, but the other thing is other people are still trying to get their crack and get their point where they can leave their 9 to 5 and just work on MMA stuff, right?
Absolutely.
And they have no problem tearing anybody else down.
I know. So for where you guys can find me, on Twitter. Yep. Always there at Adam Martin.
Adam Martin. I love that.
They gave Giannis, JD Bunkus, who's the Good Show host. He gave me that nickname in college.
Nice.
So that's 9 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought about changing it, but I'm like, whatever. It's
perfect, dude.
Fine. Yeah.
You're synonymous with the industry.
MM Adam. What'd you think of the fights last night, MM Adam? So I was like, I'll just stick with it. MM. They call me MM.
It works perfectly. That's all that matters. Am I going to see you at the fights or no?
Which one?
Any of them.
I don't know, man.
BTC or PFC. I'm going to both of them.
When is PFC? Or
March. It's on a Sunday. March 8th. March 8th. It's like 4:00.
I'd like to go, but I don't want to write 4 articles for these guys. You'll just grab a ticket and go.
That's the funny thing. I want to actually show up to the thing and see like which media members actually.
Are you going as media?
No, I'm going to chill.
Who are you going with?
Cody is one of the guys I'm going with for sure.
Is he getting you tickets?
Don't know.
Okay. Well, if you get an extra one, let me know.
I'll let you know about that. Yeah. I'm not sure what I'll hook up with.
I wouldn't mind going to see some fights. It's been,
the Kitchener one that I'm going to with Z, we bought tickets for that one.
And with Jason,
that one's right there.
Do the commentary.
Jason Agom is doing the commentary.
That's good,
there.
man. I'm glad he's doing
Josh
well.
Hill's doing commentary for them too.
Oh, really?
He's like their color guy.
Dude, Jason's doing well. This guy just kind of came up the last few years. And
he's saying that he was doing a college basketball, calling for college basketball, and then BTC called him up and asked him if he wanted to do commentary.
Yeah, he's doing well. I like the
I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. I literally had him in here 6 days ago, or something like that.
He seems nice. I've never met him, but
super awesome, dude. That's another thing. Like, it's really closing the gap for a lot of people because they don't really get to conversate with people outside of Twitter, from the Twitter world, right?
Yeah.
Like Z's like, yo, you're the first guy from Twitter that I've actually fucking met. I'm like, good.
Right. Wait, who's Z again?
Rockstar Z.
Yeah.
He's been around for a while too,
Toronto,
right?
Though?
He's up in like north of Barrie.
Oh, I see.
Like he's in Muskoka area.
Okay.
So he's only doing this now though. Like he saved up a bunch of money and now he's just like focusing on capping and all that type of stuff. So he has just free time. He goes, dude, whenever the fuck you want me to come down, just let me know. I'm like, all right, I got to diversify the crowd a little bit and then I'll get you back in here.
Where can we find you on Twitter?
MMA LOTN.
That's right, man.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate you coming out.
No
You're
worries.
going to be like one of the first 3 guests. Stuff happened, completely okay. I told you, I'm still going to hound you. Literally 3 weeks later, I hounded you. I'm like, yo.
Well, I didn't. First off, when you first messaged me, you're like, hey man, it's an old friend. Can you? Like, I was like,
I want it to be so creepy. I want it to be so creepy. It's an old friend saying hi.
He's like, hey, can you add me on Twitter? It's an old friend. I'm like, who
DM
the fuck
me, bro.
Is this? I think my girlfriend was with you. I'm like, yo, babe, look at this creep. Like, Andrew, you're like, yo, it's Manpreet. I'm like, oh no way, man.
Yeah, dude.
Sick.
I talked to Ryan recently too on Twitter when he was on Facebook.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, come back to the league." I'm like, "I'll come back for next year."
Come back for next year. You know why I took a few years off myself?
Yeah.
Now I'm back, cleared my mind, and I'm doing well. So
yeah, you're at
I wish I
top of the
picked
league.
Blachowicz though, man. I thought he had a chance, and I just didn't have the balls to do it, dude.
No, I had Anderson in a small parlay.
The truth is, man, you know what? To win these pools or to win money, you have to take risks.
You got to take risks for sure.
You have to, especially when everyone else is picking the same guy. You got to be the guy that bucks the trend and says, you know what?
You got to be the one picking Roxanne Modafferi against
Absolutely.
Macy
Last
Barber.
week, Justin Tafa was the guy I should have picked. You guys had him, right?
I didn't pick him, but I predicted him in my podcast, and I said, stay away from Adams. Do not bet him. If you want to bet this fight, you bet fucking Tafa.
That chin, man. Oh, man.
Horrible. At least he's in Aries now. Whatever.
And same with Corey, though, the chin, right?
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit of a myth. If I'm being
no, it's fair,
honest.
but he's been up to a bunch of times now.
Well, Jimmy Manuel,
OSP,
fucking hardest puncher. OSP, clean head kick. Vellante was 2015, so I thought I was giving that. And he's
that's
gotten much
exactly
better.
how I justified it, dude. That's all.
He took punches from Glover Teixeira. He took punches from.
Bro, that's how I justified it, and it didn't work out too.
Didn't work out.
All right, man.
That's the gambling world right there. Adam, thank you for coming in. I'm going to put all of his shit in the fucking description so you guys can check it out there. But if you guys know me, you definitely know him. He's been around the game for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adam.
No worries, man. Anytime.
We're out of here.